Bing, ba-da-bop. Yeah. Bing, ba-da-bop. Bop, bop. Pick-a-doo. Ba-da-bop. Yeah. Boom, ba-da-bop.
Now, I will say this, Cappy. It's good to have you back.
Hey, it's good to be back.
I talked to Christopher earlier today, and he did a little... He let me know ahead of time there wouldn't be an open. He had to do a site check he wasn't ready to do.
Yeah.
For the softball event.
That's right. This Friday.
And so I said, we'll just have to rip you because this isn't Tulsa.
It's not Tulsa, but he did. I spoke to him today as well. He was on his way down to West Covina for a little site check action.
Yeah.
Getting everything all set and ready to go on Friday night for All-Star Friday. And I hope everybody's going to come out and have a great time. You know, it's going to be awesome, George, because that time of the evening, like 5, 6 o'clock, the sun will just start to go down. Mm-hmm. You know, things will start to cool off a little bit.
Right.
Then the lights will come on. The stars will hit the field, you know, and then just incredible softball will be played. And then when it's all said and done, bang, sunset room. Let's go.
Vamos.
See. Can I ask you, before the show started, I saw you taking your position where Ireland was sitting, normally where Mason would be sitting, and you, very germophobically speaking, wiped down. Now, is it an Ireland germ
No,
thing?
it's just it hasn't been wiped. I feel like this stuff doesn't get wiped down very often.
Okay.
And Ramona wiped down the other one. Sure.
Oh, how nice of
The
her.
microphones in there stink, if you ask me. Like, they smell like bad breath, which, you know, you're talking into a microphone, but I think that's why, you know, I like to use the mic cover.
Yeah, right. I like to as well.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
this
just
way,
gross.
so it's my bad breath.
Exactly.
You know, I don't have to have Ireland's bad breath.
I don't
and
think
earlier in that day, I don't have to have Sliwa's bad breath.
Right, but I don't think it smells as bad when you have the foam thing on it. I feel like the metal is what makes it so stinky. You know, it picks it up.
I think everybody should be forced to use one of these foam thingies.
Yeah, I mean, the mics would last a lot longer.
I'll tell you, George, I thought it was just because you're getting ready for your big trip coming up, and you're thinking to yourself, whatever I do, I can't get sick right now.
Well, I definitely can't get sick right now, yeah.
So, Cap, I had a good idea over the weekend when I was thinking about George going on his upcoming trip.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know how he's going to Paris?
Right.
And hopefully, you know, we can get some more Sedano, you know, French translation emails before he leaves.
Oh, yeah, I had those earlier, yeah.
Because those were very funny. But I think in order to get George to possibly maybe wear this beret that I got him in front of the Eiffel Tower, we need to put, like, the circle pin on it.
Yeah, not in front of the Eiffel Tower, on top of the Eiffel Tower.
Either one
I
would
mean,
do.
like George, the movie European Vacation with Chevy Chase. Like, I want you, your wife, and your 2 children to go to the top of the Eiffel Tower, all wearing berets, and take that picture. That's a picture that if you're taking a family to France for a summer vacation, that's the picture that your young children should always have in their memory bank. There we were, top of the Eiffel Tower. Look how dumb we all look in our stupid-ass berets.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Would you
Why
do it
not?
for the circle with the pin?
No.
No, not even for that.
You mean you won't wear the beret or you won't take the picture at the top of the Eiffel Tower?
Probably neither.
Wait, you're not
Really?
going to take a picture at the top of the Eiffel Tower?
I mean, I don't know, maybe.
Is that
I
too
mean, but
cliche?
I don't feel like I hate going on vacation and feeling the need to do things. Like, I want to go and just kind of, you know, we have a plan, but the plan, there could be audibles and we could do other things. And maybe I don't want to go to the top of the Eiffel
I
Tower.
will say
Why
when-
are you afraid of heights?
No, I'm not.
Is
Who
Kelly?
is-
No.
Someone? Anyone?
Is
No,
Mateo?
I mean, I think Arya might be, but I think that's just in her head. Like, I don't think, like, you know.
Are you anti-beret?
He's
I'm not
very
anti-beret. I love the song Raspberry Beret.
Yeah. So then let's get you a raspberry beret rather than a red beret.
Okay.
And then you can wear the fluffy shirt, too. Maybe a fake mustache. It'll be like Prince
Yeah,
in
definitely
Paris.
not doing that. Definitely
Well,
not
I
doing
think it would be
really
fun
need
if you
to
would
do
do
Nothing
that.
screams tourist more than that. Because I don't feel like even French people wear berets.
You don't think so?
When I
No.
looked on Amazon and I typed in French hat, only thing that came up was berets. Because I was wondering, maybe there's another hat that George would wear. It's like, you know, touristy American.
Yeah. I don't want to actually be touristy American. I want to just go and it's why I'm trying to learn French a little
Oh,
bit.
really? You are? How are you doing that?
No, just a few. Like
what?
Like a few
like
words
where's
here
the
and there.
restroom? Do you know that?
I'm not. I do not know yet.
What do you know? What phrases do you know? Like,
No, I'm just learning the basic like words and
Like what?
and how to conjugate. Just like singular versus plural, you, I, me, those things. I'm starting very basic.
Well, I mean, when you're talking about conjugation, that doesn't sound basic to me.
Well, I mean, eventually you'll get there.
Donde es el baño is like an automatic.
See.
What about which way to the canals? Oh, wait, is that Venice?
I think that's Venice. That's
Oh,
really
probably.
not Paris. There is a river in Paris, though, in the middle.
How about like check, please?
Or do you have any baguettes?
Try this one while you're
I
over
am
there.
here to check in.
This is French for how do you find the bathroom? You go, yo, where's the bathroom all up in this joint? Try that. See how that works out. Where's the bathroom?
Où c'est les trouver les toilettes?
See, right? You don't even need to learn French. All you need to do is take your Google Translator,
Right.
say what you want to say in English, and then have Google say what you want to say in French.
Right, or I can just say it. I
Well,
think they
it-
appreciate the attempt.
The effort, huh?
Yeah, they do. I think they appreciate the effort. I have French friends who say, if you just try, they'll probably start speaking to you in English.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How
Okay.
do you ask them if they speak English? Is it parlez-vous?
Parlez-vous
Ingles?
English?
Inglés?
Not English.
Not
English
English.
would be
English.
Espanol.
Okay.
How do you say English in French then?
English.
Oh, parlez-vous English?
Right.
That's it?
I don't know. I've only been once for one day.
No, Anglais. That's how it's not English, it's Anglais.
Anglais.
What is... je m'appelle Lindsay. That's how our
You
French
should-
teacher...
And that's our French course for today.
Okay.
Yeah, you should
I don't
go
know,
on
I like it.
Instagram. They have these, like, I've been taking this one person who has like Spanish phrases, and she just teaches you phrases in Spanish, things you should know. And I guarantee you there's somebody on Instagram that does the exact same thing in French. And you could probably pick up a whole bunch of stuff before you go over there.
Yeah. Cappy, did you watch House of the Dragon yesterday before we get into sports?
I did, but
wow.
I want to.
Another incredible episode.
I know, and I George, I swear to you, I'm not joking, and I don't want to do any spoilers.
This is
for
better
anybody.
than Game of Thrones. I'm not even joking.
Well,
The first 4 episodes of this season are better than any first 4 episodes of any season of Game of Thrones.
You say that, but I was talking to a buddy of mine this weekend. I said, "Yo, you watching House of the Dragon?" He goes, "I am." But I watched every Game of Thrones episode. He goes, and I'm super confused in House of the Dragon.
Well, because it's 200 years before.
I know. And last night I went and I watched it. And I feel like I'm going to need to rewatch last night's episode. And after the episode was over, I went to sleep.
Just listen to the podcast.
I don't want to. I want to.
I haven't listened to it in weeks, but I mean, it definitely helps but in the beginning of the season.
I don't want to invest this much time into a TV show. But I will just say this. I had a dream last night after I watched the episode of House of the Dragon. And I also was involved in like a physical altercation in my dream. And it was not just me versus another dude. It was me and my dragon versus that dude and his dragon. Like, I mean, I literally went to sleep after the show, and I was dreaming of what happened during the show.
Yeah.
And I will just tell you this. We are so desensitized to the violence from Game of Thrones that when somebody gets their head chopped off, not one of us is
God.
like,
Whatever.
oh my God, I can't believe that.
It's part of the deal.
Right. Now we're like, oh, that's it? You chopped his head off? That's all you do?
Yeah.
That's all you do to that guy is chop his head off?
That's it.
Does
I mean,
it
you
look
didn't even torture the
realistic?
guy.
Like in the show? Does it look real?
I mean, when you chop a guy's head off and then his head falls off his body and guts start flowing out of his neck.
Well, I've never seen it, so that's why I asked.
Yeah, you should watch it.
I mean, I watched, I binged The Boys up until like the most recent episode because Funch told me to watch it and it was really good. And people's heads just blow up. Like the one lady has a power where she can blow people's heads up. And it's very, very graphic. And I was like, ooh, that's like a lot. It's very realistic. I don't know. It's a little much for me. But I like the show.
Yeah, no, I liked House of the Dragon last night, George. I think, again, though, I need to go back and watch something. I got to watch it again because a lot
I feel
happened.
I feel like you need to watch shows more than once in this case.
The problem is I wind up watching these shows. Like I started watching House of the Dragon last night, like 10 minutes after 10 p.m. So it's not going to get over till 11:15. I'm dozing off.
Well, that's
oh yeah,
why you're
I watched
dreaming
it.
about
I was
it.
late for me. I was done at like midnight.
Cap, do you watch that show with the captions on? Because I feel like
Yes.
some shows you need
Yes.
to watch them with
No,
them
I
on.
don't.
Yes, I do have the
Yeah,
captions
see,
on.
I do that too with
Yeah.
certain shows because it's
Yeah.
like I need to understand exactly what they're saying.
Although Cappy was answering tweets on Sunday morning at like 5 a.m. So
But I was also in Pittsburgh, which made it like 2 a.m.
no, it was
Oh,
8.
so-
Oh.
I was going to say, wait.
Oh, then it was 5 a.m. there. Or was it 5 a.m.
No, it's 5
here?
a.m. here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you what, man. I almost missed my flight Sunday morning, leaving Pittsburgh to get back to I was flying back to South LA.
Do you have clear?
Okay. Don't even get me started with Clear or TSA Pre.
Oh, wait, were you one of
or
those guys
regular.
that like win those lines and then they're like, no, you don't have it, so you have to back up and get out of line?
No. I actually went to the right line, and this line had to have been, if I had to guess, 10,000 people deep.
Wait, 10,000 people deep?
Why is everyone leaving Pittsburgh on a Sunday?
I don't know. You know, and I read a newspaper article there today. They're now suggesting that you get to the airport 3 hours before your flight.
No,
because
man.
that's how congested the airport is, because that's how much air travel is happening this summer. And I barely made my flight. They were calling. They were saying, American Airlines flight, 4949, final boarding. We're closing the door. And I'm OJing through the airport.
Were they like Scott
running.
Kaplan?
They did not say my name, but I was the last person to make it onto the plane. And by that time, everybody was seated. Everybody
and they're looking at you like, this is the guy we're waiting for?
Right, exactly. And I'm like, how'd you people all get here so soon?
Well,
I figured for sure that we would all be late together.
So you don't have TSA pre-check or clear?
I had TSA pre. This is a long story.
It got removed.
Oh, that's right.
Remember, he's got to go through the regular. He's got to go through like the Gen Pop.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have the Gen Pop.
Right, like I'm in prison. Right. Like I'm in prison and I'm part of the Gen Pop.
Right. But this is the difference. If you have TSA pre-check or clear, you're good to go. You can get there. It's easy.
Your TSA privileges have been revoked.
They have been revoked. That's exactly right.
Well, I will say, Cap, this past Sunday is 4th of July weekend is the busiest travel day of the year. It's even busier than Christmas time.
I get it, which is why I was at the airport extra early.
What time did you get there?
For a 6:30 flight, I was there at 4:55 a.m. So I was standing on line for security at about 5 a.m.
And what airline?
American Airlines.
So they board 40 minutes before the flight.
Yeah. So at 5:30
So you were
a.m.
there 55 minutes early.
Yeah.
So and you had nothing to check in?
I did. I had 2 bags to check in, but that's easy.
No, that's your big mistake.
No.
60 minutes for check.
Let me guess. That took 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Not at all. It took me 2 seconds. You walk up to the kiosk. You put your phone down. Of course, it never really works for me. So then I have to flag a person. I'm like, excuse me.
Right, but that's not 10 seconds. That's a couple minutes.
Okay, yeah. But my bags were fine. It wasn't my bags. My bags were going to make it. It was me who wasn't going to make it. I've never...
Because the Gen Pop security line.
Well, but you don't understand, George. I saw the TSA line as I was walking, and I went, oh, God, TSA. What a joke. Everybody has TSA now, and TSA is actually longer than, oh, my God, what the hell? And I'm telling you, it was like a 7 or 8 mile line to get to the front to finally get into. And sometimes when people's planes are leaving, they come up in their plane, like, excuse me, my flight is boarding. I'm so sorry. Can I possibly get in? And, you're nice to people. Me, I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out. So I started to leave the line, and I started to walk up front to try and be polite and say, hi, my flight's going to board. I'm stuck 7 miles back there. And the guy goes, oh, we're opening up another security line. Go upstairs, turn left, and it'll be right there. And when I got up there was a massive line.
Oh, geez.
I'm telling you.
Big mistake.
Crazy.
I will say, even if the TSA line is twice as long as the regular line, it's still going to go faster because you don't have to take off your shoes.
Right.
You don't have to do the whole liquid thing and all that stuff.
Yeah,
It's just, and then you got the people who haven't flown in 10 years, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't know I can't take my baby formula on the plane with me and all this other stuff. It's like
I don't know.
Thing.
I got to figure out how to get my TSA credentials back. I need to figure out how to get my global warming credentials back or whatever that's called. Entry, warming, whatever.
They had that thing here over at the ESPN.
Oh, yeah, right here in the,
ago.
because since you live literally across the street, you should have gone and gotten it sorted out.
I did get an email from ESPN security that said we can help a brother out. And then I was like, yo, this doesn't work on my schedule. Can you guys move this for me or what?
They did it all day for 2 days.
I know. I didn't.
I was the same way. I wanted to do it too, Scott.
I know. I didn't do it.
Wow, you called him Scott.
I know.
That's just because it's a serious combo.
He probably thought, for a second, he had a flashback, thought he was doing the Cappy Cast.
No, I think that must be a San Diego listener.
Yeah.
San Diego listeners call me Scott, and LA listeners call me Cappy. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, Cappy, let's get into stuff. Stuff happened. Okay.
All right.
And not all of it was good, is what I will say, from over the weekend. Okay. So we're getting to the stuff. If you're a Laker fan, you better be ready to either pinch your nose or close your ears, one or the other, because it's not been great. All right, we'll get to that next.
Hear the excitement of Kings hockey this season.
This fall, 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app is your home for every moment of the Los Angeles Kings.
Hear the excitement of Kings hockey this season in only one place. Easy to access, easy to find, easy to enjoy every Kings game and your favorite Kings podcasts.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. NextGen is the official AC heating plumbing company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. NextGen is the absolute best in the biz and has thousands of 5-star reviews online to prove it. And right now, you can get an $88 drain cleaning and they'll add in a free plumbing camera inspection. So if you're sick of dealing with a slow drain, just call NextGen at 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. NextGen includes water, plumbing, heater, and AC safety inspections. Prioritize the safety of your loved ones at home. NextGen is the only name you need to remember for a safe and comfy home. And if you're concerned about the air quality in your home as well or have allergy problems, call NextGen and breathe easy with indoor air quality solutions to fit any budget. So call them at 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN, or visit them online at nextgenairandplumbing.com to schedule your appointment today.
NEXGEN, call 833-3-NEXTGEN.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You don't chase waterfalls, Cappy?
Not really.
Well, that's good because they say don't go chasing waterfalls, actually, in the sun.
Just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to, Cap.
Right, exactly.
You know, I've become a big lake guy now that I got all these friends up in Lake Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lake Arrowhead.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to David, not David 100, but another David, who I ran into in Hermosa Beach yesterday.
The David 200?
Maybe even 300.
Okay.
He, or maybe like Andre, he could be 3,000. You never know. So he stopped me as I was just checking on my kids to make sure that they were not doing anything they shouldn't be doing while on the ocean or on the shore of the ocean. Other than making sandcastles. And he like said Sedano, or he said George, actually. So I looked at him. He's like, oh, I listen every day. David from the Circle. I'm like, all right, what's up, man? So I met him and his lovely lady. And we chatted for a few minutes.
I was, last night, I was at a dinner. Rachel's aunt and uncle celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. And their son is the executive chef at a spot in Newport called The Cannery. For anybody that knows Newport pretty well. And he's telling me this story that the sous chef was talking to him about the show. He's like, oh, dude, I listened to this show, Sedano and Cap, blah, blah, blah. And this guy's bragging about something we're talking about on the show. And the cousin says, well, my cousin is actually dating that guy, Cap. And the guy goes, wait, your cousin is Rachel? And that's what they all were calling her. Everybody at the dinner last night was referring to her as Rachel.
That's
Do
hilarious.
they know why?
I guess because they all heard him say that.
I know, but I figured maybe someone would ask about the story behind it.
No, nobody really asked about it. They just knew that was her on-air nickname, so that's what they all started calling her.
Very funny, Cappy.
Yeah.
Not so funny is the Lakers striking out in free agency.
When you say striking out,
yeah,
it's like nothing, zero.
Yeah, that would be striking out.
But like not even like, hey, they got kind of a guy who's just sort of a bench
you're saying
player.
like foul a couple pitches off. You're saying it's like 3 strikes, you're out, like 3 pitches.
It was like, wait a second. They didn't even get a guy who like, hey, look, I realize he's not a starter, and I realize he's not a star, but at least in free agency, they went out and they got another person, another body, somebody who actually has a pulse. and this person will be in uniform and will actually make some form of a contribution to this team. Not a third superstar, not somebody who's, coming from a championship team who, has, great pedigree. They have literally not added literally not added one piece in free agency. The only two additions to this Laker team today are the two draft choices. And let's be honest, if anybody cares about the Summer League, I don't personally, but the first-round draft choice was not exactly great in his first game. And Bronny, we all saw what Bronny is. Just, whatever. Not much yet, if ever. We'll see. But, man, nothing, George. And when DeMar DeRozan went to Sacramento, I was like, wow, man, another guy that the Lakers talked about, liked, maybe even wanted, definitely were in discussions with. He goes to Sacramento. Nothing. Just zippo, zero.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron did take a little bit of a pay cut. A little bit. A couple, what was it, $1.5 million?
He got enough to get them under the second apron.
Yeah.
What a guy. What a guy.
Well, listen, that does
like,
help. That actually does help. That's not like a small thing. I got to be honest, because if you're not under the second apron, you can't use your mid-level exemption the following season, or that season that you're over the second apron. You can't also add buyout guys in March that season. So, there are things that it does allow them to do. But there wasn't anyone, they weren't in on anyone enough for him to take an actual pay cut.
Yeah, I mean, look, did LeBron take less than the max and therefore help the team? And
for the first time, by the way, since 2010, he did that, which is also today's the anniversary of him of having people burn his jersey in Cleveland.
One person, one idiot.
Was it you, Lindsay?
No, but I was pretty mad. I did have my Facebook profile because Facebook was the thing at the time.
I mean, I remember that burning jersey. That burning jersey, that 23 Cleveland jersey, got so much run on television and the internet.
But my background was me flicking him off in the big, the poster of him right after it happened. I mean, so mad
Cappy, that burning jersey, it got so much run, for months. It felt like.
Well, it was like there was
Years.
one guy burning a jersey, and the media would be like, "There are thousands of people on the streets."
No, but there were definitely more than one guy.
Jerseys.
There was definitely more than one guy.
No,
there was a lot of jerseys being burned.
But the thing about LeBron is this: what did he do? He did something that was, some people might say, selfless. He took a $3 million. He didn't take a pay cut.
He took $3 million less than the max.
Right. He took $3 million
to get them under the second apron.
And by doing that, he's given them an ounce of flexibility. Mm-hmm. Whereas had he taken the full max contract, they would have absolutely zero flexibility. And LeBron knows that he'd be stuck with whatever the team is that they currently have now, versus when they do have that ounce of flexibility, there may be a chance to make some moves at some point. Now is not that point. But, man, I mean, just absolutely zero. This is your team. I mean, unless they make some kind of trade somewhere before the season starts. Otherwise, this is the team that you're looking at for.
Oh, no, this is the team.
Yeah, until maybe the trade deadline.
Right. And by the way, that is your last chance to get yourself anything for D'Angelo Russell's contract.
Better hope he plays well.
But did you hear that LeBron said that he thinks they can win with this team?
Of course he said that. Let me hear what he said. Dave McMenamin, right? Who's going to join us at 5:15 from Las Vegas. Go ahead.
We talked about the stuff you've been able to earn through this game, but you still want to win. Can you do it here with the Lakers between now and the end of your career? Can it happen again?
Of course. Of course.
What gives you that confidence?
Because we've done it before.
Not the same thing.
He went on to say something to the effect of, and I'm paraphrasing, hey, look, we're only 2 years removed from playing in the Western Conference Finals. That is true.
And he also said that guys, that's how the business goes sometimes, that guys, chose to go to their places.
Yeah, but it's true the Lakers are 2 seasons removed from playing in the Western Conference Finals, but let's just think about that. LeBron is 2 years older. Will he remain as healthy? Because he really wasn't that healthy the season that they went to the Western Conference Finals. He got healthy at the latter part of the year.
He was much healthier last year,
Yeah, they changed coaches between then and now. Mm-hmm. They went into free agency last year and picked up a couple of bodies, and those guys did virtually nothing last year. They didn't add pieces that they desperately needed this offseason. Mm-hmm. So LeBron is confident because he's LeBron, but, I mean, I don't think he really, truly believes what he's saying. Because while the Lakers have not gotten better, everybody else has.
Here's what we'll do. Lindsay, if you can get the full quote of him talking about all that at some point, I'd love to save it for posterity and just like rerun it around the trade deadline and juxtapose it to what his comments will be in February if they don't make any moves in February. I'd love to kind of hear the compare and contrast.
You like that, huh, Big D? You like that concept?
I do.
Yeah.
You do, huh?
Because he seems like, oh, of course, we're good. Yeah, we're fine. And then, come like
not.
January 31st, he'll be like, tweeting hourglass emoji.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
So.
Whose time is almost up? His.
All right, Cappy, coming up next. So they miss out on DeRozan. I want to get into kind of like some of these teams that have improved around them in the West. I want to get into Bronny's Summer League debut. And LeBron also had some comments about Bronny. And almost former Lakers head coach Dan Hurley checks in with some news today. We'll get to that in just a second. But first, parents, we all want what's best for our kids, right? And look, taking them to the dentist, it's a chore. They don't want to go, and they're terrified, and I know how hard it could be. But here's the thing. Choosing a dentist can be challenging, as we mentioned, but I've got the place for you. Children's Dental Fun Zone. Fun is in the name, okay, for a reason. Someone your child can enjoy going to the dentist with, and let me tell you about my friends at Children's Dental Fun Zone. First of all, when you walk into the place, you're going to feel like you're walking into a cartoon. Like, your kid's going to be like, whoa, where are we, Mom and Dad? And you're going to be like, kids, this is why I brought you to Children's Dental Fun Zone. With 17 locations across the Southland to choose from, they got you covered in L.A. County. They got you covered in Orange County. They got you covered in the IE. Children's Dental Fun Zone specializes in children's dentistry and orthodontics with state-of-the-art equipment and personal attention your kids deserve. Children's Dental Fun Zone, this is how they get the fun part with your kids. When you're there, and they're getting their work done, each individual station has a television with movies playing or whatnot of their choice, right? They can watch whatever they need to watch, just kind of calm them down, have some fun while they're there. They got iPads for the kids, toys for the kids to play with in the waiting room. And again, parents, for you, they accept Medi-Cal, PPO, and HMO insurance plans. So trust me when I tell you, you take your kids to Children's Dental Fun Zone and any of those 17 locations across Southern California, they're going to be like, Mom, Dad, when are we going back to the dentist? A couple of words you didn't expect to hear. So to book your child's next appointment, visit their website, Children's Dental Fun Zone, cdfzone.com. That's cdfzone.com, or call them at 800-717-KIDS. That's 800-717-KIDS.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. This fall, the new home of the USC Trojans.
The new home of the USC Trojans.
The Trojans are back.
The USC Trojans play on LA's mega sports station.
That's right. USC football, USC men's basketball, and USC women's basketball are on 710 ESPN coming this fall.
710 ESPN, the new home of the USC Trojans.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, Southern California's premier resort casino experience. See for yourself what made readers of Newsweek and USA Today name Pechanga the best casino outside of Las Vegas. Enjoy Pechanga's world-class resort amenities, exceptional entertainment, dining, spa, and golf, and of course, 24/7 gaming excitement. Head to Pechanga Resort Casino, just off the I-15 in Temecula. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for reservations or more information.
Be one of the first to experience Kazum. UFC 304. Leon Edwards looks to defend the welterweight title against Bilal Muhammad. Take UFC to a new level where every fight comes to life, putting you cage side. Wrap yourself in the heart-pounding action of every knockout, strike, and submission. Experience a match like never before. Edwards versus Muhammad, all in shared reality. Limited tickets only at Kazum Los Angeles.
Text
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
When you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gone.
Now, was this a hit at some point today? Like, was it yesterday? Was it Lean on Me?
Yes.
Okay.
1972.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I was chewing my cashew.
Oh, okay. I have sea salt and pepper pistachios today.
Tasty.
That's my snack. They are
Lovely.
delicious.
Lovely.
Cappy, Mark Cates, the great Mark Cates, has sent me a text.
What's his deal?
Travel tip. Don't listen to Cap. This is a trap. The line to get to the top of the Eiffel Tower is insane. IG post from the bottom is just as good. Also, then you have to go down. A 3-hour round trip better spent with a glass of wine at the bottom.
Okay. Hey, listen, I personally have never been to the top of the Eiffel Tower. I was just hoping that you and your family would take that, European vacation, ridiculous American tourist wearing, berets at the top of the tower picture. I just thought that would be funny. That was for my own personal entertainment.
Right.
Kates.
I think the picture in front of it, to me, is a better picture. But
I would agree, because you could see the whole thing.
Right. I will say, though, my cousins recently went there with my aunt and uncle, and the pictures of them in front of the Eiffel Tower, it looks very, like the picture's like, it doesn't look like it's that cool just from the picture,
I think I've got a picture of me and my ex-wife at the Eiffel Tower, and now because it's me and my ex-wife, unless I Photoshop her out, it's like worthless.
You could Photoshop her out and Rachel in.
That would be a good call. That would be a really good call if I knew how to use Photoshop.
Have Grant in L.A. do it for you.
That's a good idea. Hey, Grant, could you possibly put me and Rachel in front of the Eiffel Tower for our vacation that we're not taking this summer? Is that possible, please?
Cappy.
Yo.
So, what do you make of this whole Lakers week that you've been gone? So no DeMar DeRozan. I didn't think he was a great fit anyway, so I don't think it's a huge loss. But it is another one of those things where it's like, they lost out on another guy that they had at least targeted potentially.
Right.
It's just not a great look, is what I would say.
Yes, right. Because last week we started talking about this. This is before I took off. DeMar DeRozan didn't seem like a Laker, or put it this way, he didn't seem like the kind of guy that fit in with this Laker team. He's not a three-point shooter. They desperately need a three-point shooter. Yeah, he's a scorer, but is he going to be a scorer who's going to score 22 points a game when he's got LeBron and AD? So it never really seemed like it looked good for me. But again, I asked these questions to you last week. Do free agents not want to play with LeBron because he's now 40? And there was a time where he went to 8 straight finals, and everybody believed that if you played with LeBron, you were playing for a championship. Maybe free agents don't think that anymore. B, another possibility, free agents don't want to play for a first-time head coach in J.J. Redick. I'm just throwing out that a possibility. And then C, and this is what you kind of kept coming back to me with, which is they just don't have the financial maneuverability to sign anybody.
Right.
But as much as what you're saying is probably right on, the fact of the matter is there was a major flirtation with Klay Thompson, as an example.
Correct.
DeMar DeRozan is another name.
But flirtations are that's all they are.
But didn't it seem like Klay, it kind of came down to Lakers or Dallas, and that Klay chose Dallas rather than the Lakers were not able to give him the money?
Because Dallas had an easier path to get him the money. They had already moved Tim Hardaway Jr. and Josh Green.
So all of this Laker free agency and recruiting of free agents kind of in some ways to me seems like a big show. It doesn't seem like it's real. It seems like, hey, we're doing what we're supposed to do during free agency, which is try and get our team better. But we all internally know we have virtually no room to sign anybody unless we make this move, and this move.
Right.
And by the way, we don't want to move that guy, and we can't seem to move that guy.
Right.
And because of that, we can't do I was almost cursed. We can't do a mother effing thing.
Correct.
So, and it's also almost like sending the dogs in an opposite direction because all anybody's talked about is Bronny James.
Right. And look, the reality is if they didn't move D'Angelo's contract, it was going to be really tough to get any of these guys.
Well, that didn't happen.
Right. But I've been telling you for a year, like that's the thing. If they move D'Angelo, things can change. But if they don't, then it's going to be very difficult to make changes.
Wasn't that seen as like a very team-friendly contract?
It was at the time, but then people, again, things change very fast in the world of collective bargaining agreements, okay? I think, 2 years ago when you signed that, you're like, 19.6. Somebody will be able to absorb that contract. And now you look at so many teams near that second apron. Ramona wrote a great story about it that Cappy would never read because much like Mason, it's too long for him.
Well, it also might be in like ESPN Plus where I have to have a membership to get it.
Right, you do. I mean, you have a free one. I mean,
I don't know
as
how
an
to get
employee.
it. I have no idea how to get it.
Yeah, you do have a free one.
Yeah,
but nonetheless, somebody can tell me how to get it.
Nonetheless, she wrote a great story about how teams are terrified of this second apron. I mean, the general manager, vice president of basketball operations for the Lakers has told you such in a public press conference. So, like, it is a reality that I don't think enough people thought through, and this is why free agency in the NBA used to be a monster event, and it has not been the case. And trades then became the thing that was in vogue, and now that's even been limited to some extent because there's only so many teams with maneuverability.
Well, but take away all the apron talk for a quick second.
But that's again, I get that, but that's like a big part of this.
No, I get it. But let's
710.
But let's go back to D'Angelo Russell in particular here.
I mean,
okay?
I've got a second apron.
Okay, you do?
I mean, I do.
I understand. Yeah. But the Lakers are under the second apron.
They are.
Thanks to LeBron. That was a heroic move by LeBron.
What a mensch.
Unbelievably selfless. It couldn't be a bigger mensch.
Hey, get his money while he can.
Well, no, he could have gotten more. He could have said to the Lakers, "I don't care about your aprons."
you go pay all the crazy luxury tax, and it ain't my problem. By the way, he has done that in the past. I mean, he did it to Cleveland all the time.
And the Lakers
that
were
second time in Cleveland, he rode them like every penny. I mean, he was going to make Dan Gilbert pay for all that Comic Sans letter in every which way possible.
Yeah, but in this case, he was willing to be selfless for the Lakers because the Lakers had just done him the big favor. They gave him his coach and his kid.
But he also knew that, like, in all reality, that they weren't going to do much. They couldn't do much else.
Right. He knew they had to move D'Lo. Like, he would be like, if they would have moved Russell and then he takes like a $10 million pay cut, then they were in business. You know what I'm saying? But like, because they weren't able to land a player of that caliber, like, what was the point of any of that?
Let me just go back to this pre-apron thing, though. You see, the issue, forget about the apron for a second. The issue is D'Angelo Russell himself. You see, when they signed D'Angelo Russell, and Lindsay, you asked a good question, wasn't that seen at the time as the kind of contract that could eventually be moved? And the answer, I think we would all agree, George, was yes. We all thought that, hey, look, it's a good contract for D'Angelo Russell, but it's also a really good contract for the Lakers because if they want to move him, he's not making $35 or $40 million.
Right.
He's making $19 million.
I mean, he was definitely never going to be that. But but it could have been more, definitely more than 19.6 for sure.
But here's
he
the
also
problem.
played much better this past season.
No. See, there's the problem. Is that he played well, then he pouted. Okay, then he started to complain on a podcast of what he's supposed to be.
I forgot about that part.
Then he actually
had like a 6-week stretch where he didn't play well, but then played really well down the last few months.
He pouted when he thought he was going to get traded. Then when he didn't get traded, he actually played really, really well.
Yeah.
And just when you thought D'Angelo Russell is a guy that other teams might want, then the playoffs came.
Right.
And once the playoffs came,
then he was just like, all right.
He devalued again.
Yeah, he was just okay. He had two dog games, and then he had like a couple of good games.
If they could have traded him 4 or 5 weeks after the trade deadline, you could have gotten maximum value.
Yeah,
The
unfortunately, that's why there's a deadline.
Right, and the problem is that everybody saw him play in the postseason, and there's not one team in the NBA that says, you know what, we're one piece away.
And D'Angelo Russell is that piece.
There's not one team that feels that way.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Cappy, I in the next segment, I want to get into two of your favorite subjects, which is your buddy Dave Roberts and Bronny. But I do want to mention, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Dan Hurley agreed to a new contract extension with UConn, which I knew. I mean, it was the most obvious thing ever that was going to happen. So he gets 6 years, $50 million. Now, people are saying, well, wait, the Lakers offered him 6 years, $70 million. Like, that's $20 million more.
Not exactly.
Except when you factor in cost of living.
And taxes.
Well, that includes cost of living.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right, yeah.
George did the math.
I did the
really?
math.
What'd you come up with?
It's basically, the difference was the Lakers were in real terms, when you, all things being equal about cost of living, et cetera, taxes, blah, 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 $1.2 million more than UConn.
I'm still
over the
trying to
length of the contract, by the way.
I'm still trying to figure out who used who. Did Woj use Hurley because it was a great story? Or did Hurley use Woj to get what he wanted?
I don't think
from
anyone.
UConn?
I don't think anyone. I don't look. I don't think Woj was using anyone. I think that Dan Hurley flirted with the Lakers just to see what the market looks like, because I think he eventually wants to be an NBA coach. It's just a matter of, was this the right situation? And then was able to extract a large offer from the Lakers to get a larger offer from UConn.
Then
so I
maybe-
think if anyone was doing any of the using, it was Dan Hurley.
Hurley then used the Lakers to get what he wanted to get more money out of UConn.
Yeah.
I think that was always the plan.
All right, well, good plan. Worked, didn't it?
Yeah. Ramona has text, but I don't know if she wants me to say this on the air, so I'm not going to say it.
Why? When she texts during the show, that is for the air.
No, it's not necessarily.
It's not always.
Well, wait a second.
With you, we have to do
Hey,
not for air.
Cappy,
let me read
it's
it.
for internal use
Oh,
only.
I heard that. That's your new item. It's for internal use only.
Oh yeah, when I send an email, that's my new thing for
Yeah.
internal use only.
He sent it over an email that had like zero like what's the word? You know, confidential information in it whatsoever.
Right. No. From now on, it's
Just
for
a
internal
regular-
use only. Right.
I don't know if Ramona was for internal use only, but maybe
No,
we will
she says you can use it. She says you can use it on the air.
Decipher on. Okay, I was going to decipher during the break, but that's fine. If she says the real problem is no one wants. Yeah, I know. No one wants D'Lo. Yeah. They have to incentivize teams to take him with a draft pick. Right. We talked about this last week, is that the Lakers are not interested in attaching a pick to Russell or Gabe Vincent, for that matter. And this is why they're at they're in the situation that they're at. So.
See, that was not for internal use only, Cappy.
Correct.
No, that's for external use.
That was for external use.
Right.
Yes. All right. Cappy, tell us about Coors before we talk about your two favorite subjects, Dave Roberts and Bronny.
What did I say to you guys before the 4th of July holiday weekend? I said, is there anything more all-American than drinking an icy cold Coors Light and having a hot dog with yellow mustard on the 4th of July? And that is precisely what I did. Now, for those of you that are watching on our YouTube channel right now, look at my beautiful neon Coors Light sign over my right shoulder. Here's my room temperature Coors Light, because I just use it as a prop, because you can see that the mountains are not blue, so this one's not icy cold. But I'll tell you this, George, the day of 4th of July, because we were in Pennsylvania, you have to go to pick up beer at a beer distributorship. Okay, it's like a weed shop for alcohol. And we picked up a giant keg of icy cold Coors Light, and we must have had 100 people at this party, and everybody was just sucking it down, because that's what you do on the 4th of July. You drink an icy cold Coors Light. And I want you to visit this website, CAChooseChill.com. You can learn all about Coors Light, CAChooseChill.com, 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And remember, celebrate responsibly.
Don't miss Trav and Slee.
Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., it's the Mid-Morning Spectacular.
A Nissan Frontier. I was 16 years old. It's the first car I ever had, and it had this, there was a stripe all the way along both sides.
Nice.
And I'm telling my dad, I'm like, what is this stripe for? He's like, I have no idea. Just drive the damn truck.
You're welcome.
Yeah, exactly. You're welcome.
Trav and Slee, weekdays after Unsportsmanlike.
On 710 ESPN.
Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
710 ESPN.
Sedano Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN.
It's time for what you need to know.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. That's 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Linz.
For internal use only. More than 3 million people passed through U.S. airport security on Sunday.
Including Cappy.
Yes, including you, Cappy, marking it, guess what? A new single-day record, according to the U.S. Transportation Security Administration. So I guess a lot of people kind of predicted that this would happen because, to your point, Cappy, more people are traveling this summer than ever. And at LAX, officials expected 241,000 people to pass through the terminals on Sunday and over 2 million during the June 27th through July 8th holiday travel, and they surpassed that by quite a bit. So, yeah, more people traveled. You traveled on the worst day of the year, Cap.
I know I did. And I must tell you guys, having traveled doing NFL football broadcasts for 20-plus years, I feel like I've been to almost every major city and airport in the country. In my life, I've never seen the security lines as deep as they were Sunday morning at 5 a.m. at the Pittsburgh International Airport.
Wait, have you ever been to, like, the Las Vegas airport on, like, a Monday morning? Because I feel like Monday morning in Las Vegas,
it's usually pretty bad. Yeah.
That's the craziest.
Yeah,
like, even the TSA line wraps around.
I can't tell you that I have. I'm just saying this. I got to this line, and I went, wait a second. It's 5 o'clock. My flight takes off at 6:30. If it takes me 30, 40 minutes, okay, I got plenty of time. I was 35, 40 minutes in this line and had gone nowhere. And I tried to walk to the front of the line to ask the TSA people, like, hi, look, I'm really sorry, but I'm like 7 miles deep back here. There's about 25,000 people in this line. Are you understaffed? Do you not have enough x-ray machines?
Why waste your time even doing that, though?
What do you mean?
Like, it's not you asking that question, I guess. It's like, I would focus on getting the hell out of there.
No. So what I was really doing is I said to these people in front of me, I said, hey, guys, I'm going to go up and see if I can figure this out. Would you guys hold my spot in line? They said, sure, go ahead. So I walked up to the front.
Like, there's something to figure out because the airport security line is long.
No. Well, the thing is what I was trying to figure out was, like, I'm going to be late. I'm going to miss my flight. And I'm sure there were a lot of people in line kind of feeling the same way. And so I just wanted to know, is there any way that I could get through, because, I mean, I've never seen anything like it before. I'm telling you guys right now, imagine if at LAX, George.
My home away from home.
I know, and that's a nice hat you're wearing today, that LAX hat.
Yeah.
Imagine
DeAndre's got one, too.
Imagine if the security lines were like 2 miles outside of the airport. Like, that's how many people. I'm telling you, I'm not joking with you.
Again, I did just say that more than 3 million people went through TSA just yesterday alone.
I know. And I was in that early morning, like, first kind of flights out. And 5 a.m., I'm standing in a security line, and I'm going to miss this flight. And if it wasn't for – I thankfully took the initiative.
Were your eyes shifting left and right, wondering what you were going to do in that situation?
Well, I was –
because when you get nervous, I feel like your eyes get very shifty.
Well, I was going to – here's what I was worried about. Yeah. I was like, hey, look, I got to get home. Okay, I got to get back. And I got to get on the air tomorrow.
Well, did you have a Rachel thing as well on Sunday?
And I had a Rachel thing last night. And I didn't want. Listen, if I didn't make it back for my Rachel thing, I mean,
it was the aunt and uncle's wedding anniversary.
50th wedding anniversary, right?
Bow, bow. You weren't going to get it.
I'm a dead man.
You'd be out oh man.
I'm a dead man.
You'd be toast for the next 2 weekends. You'd be grounded, Cap.
George, she'd give me
no softball game for you. You're staying home.
She'd give me the bobbit. You know what I'm saying? There's no chance.
Oh my gosh, Cap.
Right. So all I'm saying is I had to go up there and sweet talk somebody at TSA.
Right. You had to king someone?
And this gentleman, and this gentleman, I said, sir, I'm just curious, but my flight is boarding, and I'm way, way deep. What do you suggest I do? I was going to put it on to him. And he said, well, good news for you is we're opening up an auxiliary security line.
Right. He told you to go upstairs, right?
Go up the escalator, turn left. It's right there. Once I got up there, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like, the line is deep here, too.
Right, but not as deep as the other one, I'm sure.
And the only thing that was keeping me calm were these two young people behind me. And it's 6 a.m. at this point. And the girl goes, well, my flight's right now. And she wasn't freaking out, you know? And I was like, okay, if you're not going to freak out, I'm not going to freak out.
Yes, if you miss it, you miss it. You know, what's the point of getting upset about it?
But I finally got through security. And by the way, schmucko that I am, you ready for what I did? I put my backpack up on the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
And when my backpack goes through, they're like, whose bag is this? I'm like, mine. And I'm like thinking, oh, my God, do I have like a lot of weed in this bag? Or like, what did they find in my bag? And the guy goes, you got a computer in here? And I'm like, oh, God, I can't believe I forgot to take my computer out. So I just cost myself like another 5 minutes.
Easily.
You know?
Rookie.
I know. So, well, but listen, I've had TSA for all these years.
But you got it revoked, and you
Right.
know that.
Right.
I know.
You no longer have external use of your TSA pre-check.
I've lost my
It's only for internal
my
use.
TSA credentials.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, Cap, what did you do? Like, did you just wait? Or, because, I mean, in that situation, I have one time done that where I've, like, asked people in front of me, like, hey, I'm about to miss my flight. I know that, you know, you guys are probably smart enough to get here early enough, but is there any way I could go in front of you to hopefully save me a couple of minutes? And
I
they'd be
never
like,
asked
sure.
anybody to do that.
I've done that one time.
I'm the same guy that sat in the back of an Uber while a guy was on speakerphone yelling and screaming at his girlfriend, and God forbid I would say to the guy, excuse me, like, do you mind? Like, I'm the guy, I was in the gym. This is a true story. I was in the gym last week.
No, Ramona, he does not have clear.
I do not have clear, Ramona.
Yeah. You can't get clear, right?
Well,
you
here's what
can
happened.
get clear without TSA pre-check,
Well,
but it's
you
a
could,
separate
but
line.
Ramona, I
You
had
could.
TSA pre and I had global warming.
And he got them both revoked.
And they were both revoked. And now I'm trying to get my global warming back, and what a headache that is to deal with the Department of Homeland Security. Forget about it. Okay?
Sounds like an episode of Reacher.
Oh, my God. It's just so brutal.
Yeah.
Well, I will
Anyway.
say, Cap, next time you travel, another tip. I know you would never do this because you don't want to pay for these things, but bring a couple $5 bills with you. You know, offer the person behind you, here, can I give you $5? Can
Who?
I
Give who $5?
People, I don't know. People will do it because they're going to do it just to be
Wait,
nice
but
anyway.
who? But who am I giving $5 to?
The people in front of you.
Wait, I'm going to go to. Wait, there were 10,000 people in front of me. All right, it's a $50,000 worth of $5 bills.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yo, I got 5 on it.
I mean, I will say though, if you're like in a regular line, like the regular, what did you call them again? Gen Pop.
Gen Pop.
There's like a lot that could go on in front of you that could delay you like 10 minutes. Like if you've got like a really elderly person in front of you, or somebody who the metal detector
Or
keeps going
kids.
off.
How about
a
a family with strollers?
Yeah,
strollers,
yes,
yeah.
exactly. So like that one family can set you back like 10 minutes. So you got to be prepared for that stuff.
I don't know, man.
Hey,
It was a
Cappy,
disaster.
I was doing some research on Pittsburgh Airport, and they're really having big problems with the TSA lines. They're having this might be the busiest airport in the nation right now.
Yeah, that's why today I was telling you guys I read an article today.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now, actually.
Because I said to myself, there had to have been something wrong. So I went to their local newspaper there, and I said, I got to read up on this. And they had an article today that now, in this particular airport, I don't know what LAX has to say about it, but in this airport, they said, get to your flight, be at the airport 3 hours.
They
reading
always suggest, even at LAX, they suggest you get there 2 hours. I don't abide by those rules normally when I'm especially because I normally travel by myself.
And you're also not in Gen Pop.
And I'm not in Gen Pop.
Mm-hmm.
And so.
Hey there, I'm George Sedano.
I just go.
Do you get that stuff included
And you
in
know
your
what?
contract,
If I
George?
missed the flight, I've only missed one flight my entire life, and it wasn't even when I worked at ESPN. And it was after a Super Bowl, the day after a Super Bowl in Houston. After the Janet Jackson Boobygate day.
Oh, the first one, the first Super Bowl in
Cap,
Houston.
how many flights have you ever missed?
I'd say I maybe have missed one or two in my life.
I've
I
only
don't
missed
feel
one
like I've
my
missed
whole life.
many.
Yeah.
And I was so mad.
And I just got on the next flight, and it was fine.
See, that was my big concern. I'm like, I'm never going to get home.
Right.
will
Well,
not
and you
get
were
home.
going to miss the Rachel thing. And
Right, and if I missed the Rachel thing, I was a dead man.
You had to have a layover, right? Because
I did. I laid over in Chicago.
Oh, even worse. You can't see. Never have a layover in Chicago that's past like 11 a.m. because it's like you're almost guaranteed to
O'Hare's
have a
terrible.
delay.
Well, the layover was going to be like 15. It was like 8:15 in the morning. So I don't know, man. It was a big mess.
Yeah, clearly you've talked about it twice. It's so
Yeah.
impressive. Like it was such a massive event for you. I feel
Yeah,
like
it really was.
traumatizing.
Very
Ramona says
traumatizing.
she has a clear guest pass for you, Cappy, so you
Oh,
can
really?
try it out.
Oh,
I mean,
thanks.
I've got a bunch too. If you need one.
Oh, I would love to try them.
Yeah, but I think you got
If
to
you
have.
don't have TSA pre-check,
Right,
it's
if you
kind
don't
of
have
pointless,
pre-check,
right?
I mean, it's still a separate line, but you still have to do all the other stuff. You got to take your
I'm
laptop.
calling
out.
back to ESPN security and asking for help on my global
Well,
entry.
they only did that as like a favor to everybody because a lot of people had inquired about it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do it just for you.
Yeah, I don't
Cap.
know if there's like an individual thing.
Maybe I'll give him $5. Maybe for $5, the security guy will handle it for me.
I think you probably need like 20, but
Yeah.
you know.
All
saying.
right. Well, we'll get to Dave Roberts and Bronny later. Maybe Bronny next anyway, because Dave McMiniman is going to stop by. So
nice.
let's do that. Let's chat with Dave. I believe he's still in Las Vegas with Team USA. If that sounds correct.
I believe he is.
Yeah,
I'll
because
double
he
check.
did the LeBron interview this past weekend. So there you go. So we can ask him about the LeBron interview. We can ask him about the Lakers. We can ask him about Team USA, Cappy, and anything else. Feel free to ask him travel tips if you'd like. He travels as much as anyone.
Maybe he's got some clear guest passes.
Perhaps. Yeah. So there you go. All right. That's all coming up next. Stick around. 710 ESPN.
The LA Kings
Home for every moment of the Los Angeles Kings.
Hear the excitement of Kings hockey this season in only one place. Easy to access, easy to find, easy to enjoy every Kings game and your favorite Kings podcast.
710 ESPN.
All right, first day, spring training for Michael Funches. Team Sliwa is taking down Team Mason. In Ireland, you're going to lose $100,000 mythical money. Because look at this machine. He's ready. They ain't ready for you, Funch. They ain't ready for you. They ain't ready for you, Funch. That's right, Funch. All right, we figured out where Funch can go. He can catch. I'm gonna put you at second base. Go play second base right now. It's over here. It's there. Oh no.
Hey, it's Travis, and the great folks at Rotolo Chevrolet and Capozio Buick GMC are giving you the chance to once again nominate an all-star student from your community. So if you're a parent, friend, teacher, coach, or anyone else who knows an all-star in the classroom, the community, and the field, nominate your student at ESPNLA.com and they could win $500. 5 students will be chosen and invited to All-Star Friday night to meet the 710 family and a chance to join the play-by-play team. Thanks to Rotolo Chevrolet and Capozio Buick GMC. Come see what all the fun's about.
ENERGAT, AvnerGat.com. You call Avner Gat, 818-917-5256. Avner takes the call himself. Hello!
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Sedano Kap here. Is this one today too, Prince? When the Doves Cry?
When the
It
Doves
is, and
Cry.
you know what? I know we have Dave McMenamin on the line really quick. I accidentally started watching Purple Rain this weekend because it just popped on after one of my other shows.
Well, it's probably been your computer's listening to you, so it's
Yeah.
probably that too.
Yeah.
Cappy's been telling DeAndre to watch the movie. It's a slow movie
It is,
in
but-
2024.
But
I started
all right.
watching. I started watching Boys in the Hood yesterday afternoon.
Good for you.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Man, he don't fall for that. He don't know about no Boys in the Hood.
What do you mean? I don't know nothing about no Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, you don't know about.
Man, Boys in the Hood was.
Cappy
in the
used to
theater
dress
before you
like
were
Cuba
even-
Gooding Jr. in that movie. What are you talking about?
Man, before you were even born,
in the
I seen that movie in the
Cappy
movie theater.
definitely was wearing what Cuba Gooding Jr. was wearing in that movie.
Straight up for real, homeboy.
Doughboy. So, When Doves Cry, #1 hit today, or yesterday rather, in 1984. So, all right, Dave McMenamin joins us now here. So, Dave, you had a sit down with LeBron, and I will say this: is he there? Can you hear me, Dave?
I'm with you, Dave.
That's weird. I clicked on the line, so hold on one second.
I've never seen the circle with a line through it ever in my life.
Hold on one second. Let's put it back on hold. Let's try now. Nope.
Come on, George. Work those phones. Work them.
All right, there we go. Dave, you there?
Yep.
All right,
I'm
now,
here.
now I got you. Okay, great.
Hi, Dave.
So he had a comment when you asked him about basically, I'm paraphrasing, the Lakers striking out in free agency. And he seemed very calm and rational about, it's a business, this, that, and the other. I kind of laughed because I told Lindsay, let's hold that cut for posterity and let's see what it sounds like and what he says on like January 31st or like February 1st about where this roster is. Did you also internally chuckle when he said that because you've been around him for so long?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think just because he says it on July 7th doesn't mean that he won't feel a certain way in late January or early February. But I actually took it as kind of an olive branch towards Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss. Like, listen, you guys took care of me with this contract. I worked with you a little bit. I mean, it wasn't like a grand amount of money that he gave back in the large scheme of things, considering how much money he's been. Him helping the team avoid the second apron, the team helping him out and having his son achieve his NBA dream. And it sounds like he's going to be a willing partner in managing kind of the atmosphere, the tone, the expectations around this team. And you know how it is. Like he's the same guy who could, in an instant, turn up the volume, put the heat on Rob Pelinka. We saw him do it back the Russell Westbrook season at All-Star break in Cleveland, and he's saying, hey, you know who's pretty good as a GM? Sam Presti. He gets deals done. He's not doing that right now, and I think that will allow the Lakers to go about their business, quite frankly, in a better fashion. Some say that LeBron, by going about his business that way, last year kind of hurt Russell Westbrook's trade value and put the Lakers in a tougher position to get a deal done. What he's projecting right now is kind of a patient partner. And I think that will help the Lakers in the long run.
Dave, you just said something really interesting, that LeBron will be a partner in managing expectations. And then you hit him with, do you think this team can win with what it's got? He said he does. You pressed him on it. Does he really? Does he really believe that the Lakers are championship contenders with what they've got?
You know what? I don't think he would say that this roster, 1 to 15, is going to be the best team in the league. But I do genuinely believe that he thinks that they have kind of the foundation to go into the year and have some positive momentum, identify the things that they clearly need to upgrade on. And one thing I would say that is no secret, it's been involved in my reporting ever since the season ended, they really got to find another impact big man. But beyond that, let's see if Gabe Vincent and Jared Vanderbilt look like the players they thought they were going to have last year. Let's see if Cam Reddish can stay healthy for more than 10 games at a time. And then armed with those two future first-round picks that they're able to trade, armed with some amenable contracts of younger players. You know, we're talking the Max Christie's, the Rui Hachimuras. You could even throw in Jalen Hood-Schifino and possibly even Dalton Connect in that conversation. What can that get them? And, you know, listen, I think they're a far away from a championship right now, but I don't think they're far away from being a competitive team right now. And, you know, if you're competitive for a couple months and then you make some tweaks in January and February, you know, maybe they could make a run. Because I don't think anyone said, you know, not too many people, I'd say, going into last year's playoffs that Dallas was going to be in the finals. And look what happened.
Yeah, no, I agree with that part. I think they'll be in the mix. I'm just curious as to how many teams, though, in the West. We saw that last year. Like, 47 wins is not a bad season, but it gets you the 7th seed or the 8th seed. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the Western Conference. And that's kind of the challenge they find themselves in. Let me ask you a big picture West conversation. If you had to look at it, because we did this exercise the other day, and I'm curious to see where you are. How many teams do you think are definitively better than them on paper right now in the West?
In the West, in the West, I mean, obviously, and, you know, I'll say obvious because they've had such a good offseason, but maybe it's not so obvious because the Lakers did play them really well last year. But OKC was the number one team in the West, and they only got better, adding Hartenstein, adding Caruso.
Yep.
You know, okay, so you start there. I think you go Minnesota. Even though they lost a really key contributor in Kyle Anderson. You know, I think you're probably going to say Dallas just because, you know, Luka is, you know, that special and they came off a finals run and they added Klay Thompson. I don't know, like beyond that, you're
Denver?
going to just say definitively that, you know, Denver obviously has had their number, but that was such a competitive series.
KCP's a big loss. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't say that Denver's definitively better than the Lakers. They are, you know, they have the edge, of course. I'll say that. But
how about the Kings?
I don't think there's. No, I'm not going.
Oh, see, I'm there.
I'm not. I mean, Kings had their number last year as well. I'll say that, but you know, I don't know. You got to see how this DeMar DeRozan thing is going to fit with them. Harrison Barnes, even though he's, you know, limited, it was a great role player in terms of the spacing he provided for Aaron Fox to do his thing. That's not what DeMar DeRozan does.
Oh, no.
I love DeMar DeRozan's
Barnes is what I like to call an elite level role player.
Is that what you like to call it, George?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
I believe. McMiniman, would you agree?
I don't know. George, an elite level role player. Dave, concur?
I'll echo that title.
There you go. Look at that.
Sure, but I'm not actually, well, I totally agree why you brought them up. I'm not ready to say that, you know, going into the year, I'm picking the Kings to have more wins than the Lakers. I'm not really ready to go there.
Okay.
Dave, one of the things in this interview with LeBron was Bronny talk. And it's interesting because during the Bronny press conference, Bronny was talking about his dad, and now LeBron is talking about Bronny. Are we in for a full year of LeBron talking Bronny and Bronny talking LeBron?
That is to be determined. We're certainly in for a full
good
training
pause
camp of that.
Yeah.
And we're certainly in for an early season theme of that. But I quite frankly, and no one has told me this from the Lakers or from Clutch and Bronny's representatives. No one's told me the plan is that Bronny will play a lot in the G League. No one has told me that. And I've asked some people, and it's we got to see what happens. But I brought up this example before. Taylor Horton-Tucker, 1 year of college, is a teenager when he's drafted in the second round by the Lakers, represented by Clutch Sports, spends most of the 19-20 season in the G League, gets his body right, gets familiar with this level of competition, gets a lot better as the year goes on, gets his confidence up, and then when they needed him, was a contributor in the playoffs against Houston Rockets on the Lakers' way to an NBA championship in 2020. I think that's a blueprint for Bronny right there. You know, the goal for Bronny James should be a contributor on a winning team. Start there. From there, we can talk about him making millions of more dollars, possibly being an all-star someday, being a starter someday, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. start just being a contributor on a winning team.
Right,
And
but the G League part is a big part of the development. Like I think Cappy here wants to, he loves the drama of it all. He wants Bronny starting right next to him, day one.
Oh, wait a second. You can jump in on this, Dave. I have been trying to explain to George because he doesn't seem to understand ball the way I do. But this is Hollywood. And when you've got a story like LeBron and Bronny, in game one, if for no other reason than to create the movie eventually, Bronny starts right next to LeBron in game one.
Jeez.
I mean, maybe he plays 2 minutes, maybe he plays 5 minutes. Who cares? It's the first game. But from a Hollywood perspective, Bronny starts game one.
So, I mean, we've all watched Rudy. Rudy doesn't start game one of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Wait, so Bronny's Rudy?
And they all put their jersey on the coach's desk to get him a spot, and he gets the sack in the last game of the season. That's the better script.
Right.
Right, but that story wasn't even real.
And clawing and working. What's real? What are you talking about?
Come on, Rudy's fake. Come on,
Joe Montana
Dave.
said it's not all that real. But nonetheless, your point does stand, Dave. I agree. That is a much better storyline. And to your point, there is already a blueprint. So to me, it makes all the sense of the world to put him in the best position to succeed. Throwing him to the wolves, both literally and figuratively, potentially, on who they play early on, is not the ideal plan, I think.
I understand, but who's Taylor Horton Tucker's father?
Mr. Horton Tucker.
Okay, all right. Just want to point out that small difference. That's all.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, and listen, there's already a part of there was a push from Rich Paul that Bronny James would not be coming to any team on a two-way contract. So the Lakers have abided by that. So it's not like he's going to exclusively be spending time in the G League and then called up on certain occasions. He's a full-fledged member of the roster. That said, I fully expect him to spend a good amount of time in the G League, getting better.
Dave, one last thing before we let you go. Cappy had his TSA pre-check revoked because, well, let's just say, long story short, he forgot to throw away some packaging from, something that's very legal, particularly in California. And
it's not exactly why.
I mean, more or less, right? But nonetheless, so he's looking for some clear guest passes. I got some. Ramona's got some. You willing to give up some for Cappy if he needs it?
Oh, I got you, Cappy. Absolutely. We need to get. You're kind of a second-class citizen with your current status.
That's right.
Well,
Gen Pop.
McMiniman,
That's right.
I called it Gen Pop is what I called it.
I'm in Gen Pop. That's right. I'm in Gen Pop with the murderers, and the drug dealers.
Stop.
You have no idea. I'm trying to make alliances over here.
Oh my God.
Got the Muslim Brotherhood over here. I got the Aryan Nation. All right,
You gotta
all
have a
right.
vacation coming up. If you're going to be going with some loved ones or some friends, you don't want to hold everybody up by not being able to get through. So, Cappy, send me your email. I'll send over some passes.
Oh, you are an angel. You know that? You are an angel.
There it is.
I don't care what Sedano says about you. To me, you're a great guy.
McMiniman, excellent work with LeBron as always. We appreciate the help and you chiming in with us and joining us today.
Yep, thanks, guys. Great to talk to you.
I mean, see it. There he is, the great Dave McMiniman.
Hold on a second. I have a question.
Yeah.
Did you just dump me?
Yes.
Oh, you're the worst.
Nope. I want to stay employed.
I'm with George on this one. I think
Hey,
everyone
listen,
else is.
when you talk about Gen Pop and you know
don't.
prison the way I know
Just
prison.
stop.
Okay?
Go to break right now.
Just stop.
You know prison the way I know prison.
You don't know anything about
I
anything.
know prison.
You don't know anything about anything.
I've watched a lot of prison shows.
You know what you know about?
Tell me.
The comfort of your home. That's what you know about. And you know where you get a safe and comfy home? If you call my friends at NextGen, because they will make sure that all your AC, heat, and plumbing is all taken care of, all right? They'll take care of you from a test perspective, okay? They'll test all your systems, make sure it's all good to go. And here's the deal with NextGen. The plumbing part, I utilized it not too long ago. I had an issue with the plumbing at the house, and I was like, all right, I tried all the over-the-counter products. It didn't work anymore. And I was like, you know what? I got to call NextGen. And I did at 833-3-NEXTGEN, 833-3-NEXGEN. And for $88, okay, drain cleaning, camera inspection, good to go. You can do the same thing. AC, heater, plumbing, you're good to go. Sick of dealing with that slow drain? Just call them. 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN, and say goodbye to all your AC, heating, and plumbing problems. NextGen includes water, plumbing, heater, and AC safety inspections, as I mentioned, to prioritize the safety of your loved ones at home. And NextGen is the only name you need to remember for a safe and comfy home. So if you got any issues, AC, heater, plumbing, call them. 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. Or visit them online at nextgenaironplumbing.com to schedule your appointment today.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA.
Really excited to see the new schools come into play at the Coliseum. Obviously, you're going to have Notre Dame to finish the season. That's always a special game. But seeing Nebraska showing up, Penn State showing up, LSU at the Collie, that's what I'm really looking forward to.
I think both programs, the men's football program and the men's basketball program, are moving in the right direction. And the women's basketball program at USC is going to be ranked top 5 next year. So it's a great time for the USC Trojans to be back on ESPN LA.
I'm really curious to see, what does USC football look like without Caleb Williams? What are the adjustments that Lincoln Riley makes? And what is the defense going to look like in the non-Alex Grinch era?
New conference, new quarterback, just really fired up on the football side. New head coach for basketball, so almost like a really new team, which is going to be awesome. And then returning to prominence for USC women's basketball, to be back to where USC women's basketball is. I'm super excited to see Juju in her second year, but just the rest of the players continue to grow under Coach Godley.
This beautiful thing has been up since the first time SC was here. But guess what? USC is back! And once again, this means something for us. Pumped for this season. USC Athletics back on 710 ESPN.
With a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
And it is Sedano and Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks to McMiniman for joining us there.
McMiniman.
Cappy,
Everybody's coming up with clear passes.
I was
going
to say, you're like getting a collection between Ramona and McMiniman and me. Like, you're going to be good to go for a long time.
But do I have to have TSA to use the clear?
No.
No, there's 2 clear lines. There's a clear line for non-TSA pre-check. So you can get past Gen Pop a little faster. And then there's the TSA pre-check clear as well. They're 2 separate.
If you have the regular clear without TSA pre-check,
it's still faster.
Do they then just escort you to the front of the Gen Pop line?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's definitely worth it, Cap.
Right. You still just have to take out your laptop, your shoes off, all that stuff.
But at least you don't have to wait in line.
I know Rachel keeps telling me that I need to reapply for TSA pre-check.
Yeah.
She's like, just reapply. Forget about this waiting for the Department of Homeland Security.
Yeah, just reapply, and then if they deny you, they'll tell you why.
Do you want me to ask Mayorkas? I mean, he's Cuban. Maybe I can just help you there.
Yes, please do. And I'm so angry that I lost my my global warming card.
Entry
what?
Global entry.
Oh, global entry. I keep saying global warming. It's like the first thing that comes out after global is warming.
Yes. All right, take it away, Linz.
All right, so I saw this on KTLA's website that more and more no dog pee signs are popping up all over the place, both in homeowners' yards and on grass in front of businesses. It's like, usually it's like a picture of a dog, like lifting his leg up with like a circle and a X mark through it. Like, don't let your dog pee here, right?
Why?
Well, I guess a lot of people don't think it hurts their grass, or I don't know. People don't want their dogs peeing.
Well,
in
I mean,
their
dog pee does kill grass. It creates brown spots.
Right. So, I mean, everyone's on the same page, I think, when it comes to your dog pooping. Yes, you need to pick up after your dog.
Right.
And there's even places that have laws against it where violators, if they don't pick up their dog poop, they can be fined. But with the dog pee, it's a little bit less clear because you can't exactly, like, clean it up, after the fact. It's soaked into your neighbor's lawn.
Right.
But technically, allowing your dog to cross onto someone's private property and pee there counts as trespassing. So, we all have dogs here, with the exception of DeAndre. I want to ask all of you guys, do you let your dog pee on other people's lawns? Swipe left or swipe right, George?
Dogs usually, the dog rarely has left the house, to be honest with you. I mean, he pees in the backyard, so, I mean, but yeah, we haven't taken him out all that many times.
Well, yeah, he's still young for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I take my dog out on a walk every day, and he pees all over every one of my neighbors' lawns.
Say that.
But by the way, their dogs pee on my lawn too.
Oh, there you go. So it's
yeah. So like you pee on my lawn, I pee on your lawn.
Right.
The barter system.
It's
You know?
instead of an eye for an eye, it's a pee for a pee.
Correct. Right. Like I used to have these neighbors when I was a kid, and they used to have this sign in their backyard. They had a pool, and it said, I'll never forget. It said, "Welcome to our ool. Notice there's no pee in it. Let's keep it that way."
Oh, look at that.
Clever.
See, that was pretty clever.
Yeah.
But honestly, like to me, I mean, everybody in my neighborhood has a dog. These dogs are peeing all over everybody's lawn.
Yeah.
All over everybody's
I mean,
flowers.
you're putting like, what was it, like a wolf urine or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be coyote urine.
Coyote, sorry.
Right,
Yeah.
to keep the skunks away.
Right.
Well, I mean, ever since I moved into a house where, like, there's a neighborhood with a cul-de-sac, I usually try and ask if my dog, like, wants to pee on someone's lawn, I feel like, for me, I've kind of been trained almost to, like, have them wait, and I'll be like, no, come on, and I wait until we go over to, like, the public. Like, I live right by a school, so we're, like, over there. You know what I
So
mean?
pee on the school's lawn.
Right.
So
like,
that the
it's
kids can
publicly-
play in it.
It's public. No. It's the front lawn. People don't play there. It's, like a publicly, I guess, cared for spot instead of somebody's actual, because it's like people have these really nice flowers and lawns, and they've got
My
the
dog will pee all
sprinklers.
over all of them.
I know, but I feel bad almost like, what if they're watching me and they come out and say something? I don't know. I feel weird about it. Funch, what about you?
I don't feel weird. What do you think, Funchy?
I kind of walk my dogs at a park now because I don't have to deal with the neighborhood stuff. Like, people getting tripping out if I pee on their lawn or whatever.
I don't want you
if my
peeing on
dog's
their
peeing on
lawn.
the lawn.
As
I'm
long as
sorry.
you're not
What's the
peeing
difference?
on their lawn. Yeah, that'd
What's
be a
the
little
difference if
different.
your dog pees or you pee?
I mean, yeah, it's the same thing. It's going to turn brown, right?
I mean,
Depends
what is
on
the
how
pro-
much water you drink, right?
Yeah, what is the big deal?
I don't know, but I remember when I lived downtown, there were a lot of condos that had that sign in front of it where it's like that space in between the sidewalk and the street. There's like that little 1 foot space, of grass or flowers, and there's like 3 signs in it that say like no dog pee. And I want to be like,
No dog pee?
Yeah, like
this is downtown LA.
Right.
People are making
There's
duties on the
people-
street.
Yes, there's people definitely openly peeing right there. No shame whatsoever. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I wanted to know if I'm being like weird about that by being like, I don't know. I don't want anyone to like look at me funny or be like, oh, what a bad neighbor.
I mean, let's turn it, George. Let's say your neighbor comes walking by your house and his dog pees on your front lawn. You gonna have a problem with that?
Yeah, I don't care.
I wouldn't care. I'd be like, yeah, it's a dog. He pees.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah, I personally don't care.
I mean, I'd prefer to also not clean up number 2 with my dog.
No, but you gotta do that.
And my answer to that would be
You don't always do it.
No, it's not that. It's more like, hey, I'm feeding this dog good food. This is probably really good fertilizer for your roses.
You're one of those people who probably like makes it look like you're like reaching for a bag, but I'm on to my bags, and then you look around and you keep walking. That's you, isn't it, Cappy?
You know what? Let me tell you how
That's
I am.
you.
There's one time my dog had kind of what Chewy always has, which is a loose stool.
No, not anymore. That was just a one.
Oh,
That was
okay.
just back in. That was a one-time thing.
I've run home to get a bottle of water to like clean up the street because I'm like, ugh, I need my dog's diarrhea all over this guy's like driveway.
Ew,
you
yeah,
know?
that is gross. That's gross.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd run.
All right,
home.
what's next?
Funch has the next one.
All right, guys.
Move us along, George.
Happy birthday, Kevin Bacon. He turned 66 today.
Kevin Bacon is in the new Axel Foley
yes.
movie.
Did you watch
Really?
it? Did you watch it, Sedano?
I thought it was good.
Wait,
I
the
like
new
it.
Axel
All right.
Rose, Axel Foley?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's a Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. It's okay.
Part 4. Part
it's
4.
fine.
I liked it.
Is it part 4 or part 3?
It's
Oh,
part 4.
Part 4.
Yeah,
It's
part 3
I
they went
would
to the
say
amusement
this.
park. Yeah.
It was I didn't love it, but I was like, it was fine. It was an entertaining 2 hours.
All right, hold on. Quick timeout. You ready? Coming to America Part 2.
No, Axel F is better than that.
Yes,
Axel Foley 4 is
way
better?
Yeah, it was way better.
Way better.
Well, because it was rated R, as opposed to Coming to America, which was not.
Well, anyway.
And was Taggart in the movie?
Taggart
Yes, he
was in the movie.
He was.
You want me to tell you what Taggart's doing these days?
Well, my boy John Ashton, he plays Taggart.
He's the chief now.
Oh, really? Taggart's the chief?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, happy birthday, Kevin Bacon. He's an Axel Foley. I saw he posted a Mason-like thirst trap picture on his social media today.
Let's see.
But the reason why I bring him up was that he hired a makeup artist to make him look unrecognizable, and he did this for a day. And he walked through the streets and stuff like that, and he hated it. He hated being unrecognized.
Yeah.
Yes, he hated not being a celebrity. He said this. People were kind of pushing past me, not being nice. Nobody said, I love you. I had to wait in line. I don't know. I had to buy my own effing coffee or whatever. I was like, this sucks. I want to go back to being famous. So
there you go.
Have you ever used your celebrity to take advantage
No.
of a situation? Cappy.
Oh,
I know
yeah,
that's
him,
Sedano,
yes.
but Cappy.
Come on.
What
Every day.
What celebrity do I have?
You got some celebrity.
I don't know anything about no celebrity.
Dude, you love being Cappy.
He does, dude. He does.
I'll tell you what, I'd like being Kevin Bacon more.
Sure.
Wow. Kevin Bacon. So I didn't follow him. He's got 4.3 million followers on Instagram. I didn't follow him.
When is the last time you pulled you were able to use that to your advantage?
I would say probably Friday of last week.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a year or two ago, but no, last Friday.
No. Friday of last week.
Yeah.
I had the privilege of playing one of the truly, truly great golf courses in America. I haven't played golf in 5 years, and I played at the Oakmont Country Club, which is where the U.S. Open will be this upcoming year, and that is all because of my 4.3 million followers on Instagram. Actually, that's 4,300 on Instagram. My bad.
Well, that's,
George?
That's a flex.
I don't. Listen, I'm the opposite of Cappy. I pay for everything. I don't want any freebies. I literally got mad at my brother-in-law because I bought him a Dodger ticket and he Venmo'd me the money. I'm like, I cursed in front of my kids. I didn't even, well, that happens a little more frequently than I'd like. But I was like, what the bleep did you do that for? Like, I'm not.
But I feel like you don't really have to because.
Hey there, I'm George Sedano.
I don't like I don't care for freebies. Just especially.
I love them.
Especially,
We
it's
don't
like
care.
everybody's trying to make money, man. Especially like at a mom and pop place. I'm definitely not accepting a freebie.
Well, it was like when I played at this golf course the other day, I spent 18 holes walking with this caddy. I've never really had a caddy to play golf, which explains why I suck so bad at golf. You see,
you
when
got to
you have-
carry your own bags.
Yeah, well, no, that, and I'm on my phone all day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not focusing. But when you're playing with a caddy and you're walking, he does all the thinking
Right,
for you.
he tells you what to do.
And I'm a very coachable guy, as you guys all know.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
And when we got done with the round, I said to the member, I said, well, can I pay you for the, the round? Can I pay you for the tip for the caddy? He's like, oh, no, absolutely not. Can't. No. But I said to the caddy, give me your phone number, man. And then I Venmo'd him an extra tip because I was like, this doesn't seem right. You know what I mean? Like, I got to take care of this guy. So, I wanted it for free, but I felt guilty.
When you Uber, do your Uber drivers thank you for their tip?
No, because I don't tip before I get out.
Oh, really? See, I always do. As soon as I get in the car, there's an option for like 15, 20, 25. I always do it right when I get in so I don't forget.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you scroll down, as soon as the car starts to move, it should pop a thing. Like when you open your Uber app, there should be a thing on you scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
It says 15, 20, 20. So, yeah, they always, like, if you do it before, they'll thank you after.
I'm the worst because I don't tip until I open the app again
The
the
next
next
time.
Yeah,
right.
me too.
Which could be like 6 months
I'm with
from
you,
now.
Cap. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
right.
if you Cap, if you have a longer ride, sometimes it'll pop up in the middle of it and be like, hey, did they have your preferences set for you when you got in the car or enjoying the ride? And it gives you the option to tip them in now, extra.
That I did not know.
Here's an extra couple bucks for actually not for listening to the music or for having the air conditioning up how I want it or whatever. Because you can select all those things and
I
not
don't do
talking.
that.
Yeah,
I don't do that. I don't
do that.
select anything.
Well, you should choose the not talking because you don't like the talkers.
That's true.
Well-
You should do that. You can
It's
do
not that I
Silent
don't-
ride.
A quiet ride, yeah.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like the talkers. It's just,
You
like,
always
let me
complain
decide.
about them.
Well, I mean, the one guy was yelling and screaming at his girlfriend. This guy last week was on all kinds of drugs. I don't know what this guy's problem was. I mean, this guy almost killed me,
Well,
I
it
didn't know.
looks like after that you probably needed some Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Award-winning small batch premium Sibi tequila made from the finest mature agaves. Available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala. All right, Cappy, let's get to your boy Dave Roberts next. Your boy Dave Roberts, I thought an interesting article about him in the LA Times today. We'll tell you about what it's all about next.
Don't miss Trav and Slee.
All right, first day spring training for Michael Funches. Team Sliwa is taking down Team Mason. In Ireland, you're gonna lose $100,000 mythical money. Because look at this machine. He's ready. They ain't ready for you, Funch. They ain't ready for you. They ain't ready for you, Funch. That's right, Funch. All right, we figured out where Funch can go. He can catch. I'm gonna put you at second base. Go play second base right now. It's over here. It's there. Oh no.
ARS Cars for Kids, 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids. Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-777-1225. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225 or biglou.com.
Lost in it, boy, I'm tired of running. Let's walk for a minute.
Promiscuous girl, whatever you are, I'm all alone, and it's you.
You know the song, Cappy? Probably not.
100% know this song. I love this song.
Oh yeah?
I do.
Who sings it?
Don't know that. But don't give up on me yet. Hold on.
You're teasing me. Know what I want, and you got what I need. Or what you need, sorry.
All right, give me a hint. Give me a hint.
She's Canadian.
Oh, it's a she.
Well, that's who's singing right there. Yes, a she.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, she's Canadian.
You don't know who that is. There's no way he knows the woman.
Okay,
in the song.
wait, Canadian. Alanis Morissette?
No.
Okay.
It's a
all
good
right.
guess.
Thank you.
I mean, is that the only other Canadian
Yeah,
singer
yeah,
you
it's
know?
the only one I can think of.
Wait, no. How about, what's the woman's name who was in Vegas forever with the Titanic song? What was her name?
Celine Dion.
No,
She's Canadian, isn't
She's
she?
also Canadian. That's not her, though.
Okay, I didn't
Yes.
think so. All right, give me more of a hint, because I love this song.
She sings, I'm like a bird.
She does sing like a bird, yes.
I don't know who sings that song either.
Well, then,
And you're saying it's the same person.
That's it.
Let me see if I can give you another hint.
How about rhymes with?
No, come on.
There's also a famous rapper by the same first name.
Oh, there is a famous rapper by the same first name. That's an excellent clue.
Is her name Luda? No.
No, he's from St. Louis, though.
Oh, really?
You can find
Right,
me
oh,
in
right,
St.
right, there you go.
Louis.
Yeah.
If you don't know it now, you're never going to know.
All right, I give up.
Nelly Furtado.
Oh, Nelly Furtado.
You had it on the tip of your tongue, right?
I would never
And
have gotten
Timbaland,
that.
you know.
I would never have
That's
gotten
what I
that.
said.
Timbaland
There's
also
no
on
way
this
you
track.
would
you
I
know.
would never have gotten that. Never in a million years.
Nope.
In fact, I've even forgotten who it is between the time you said it and now. Nelly who?
Nelly Furtado, dude. She's very talented.
I'm not saying she's not talented. I love the song. I
She's
just
had
didn't
a
know who
lot
sang
of
it.
hits, too, I feel
She does
like.
have a lot of hits. Yeah.
I didn't know who sang that song.
This
She
is
did
2006 was the number one hit.
Yeah, she did a Tiny Desk recently, and it was very good.
Yeah.
What does a tiny desk mean?
It's a Tiny Desk concert that NPR puts them on, and they're like acoustic sets. And
Oh.
with like a very small, intimate audience.
It's like the size of our studio, basically.
Yeah.
They put like
No,
a
I've
whole
seen
band
those.
in the size of a studio.
Yeah, no, I've seen those. I didn't know what you meant.
Yeah.
Nelly Furtado.
That's when everyone realized T-Pain could sing when he did a Tiny Desk concert. Because everyone's
Okay.
like, oh, snap, he can sing without the auto-tune.
Well, thanks to everybody in the live YouTube chat who's giving me the answer just like 5 seconds too late.
By the way, there's a band actually that's a play off of Tiny Desk called Tiny Deaths.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a very good band. So anyway, Cappy.
Talk to me.
Your boy Dave Roberts.
Mm-hmm. Tell me.
Dylan Hernandez asking the LA Times today why your boy, Dave Roberts,
Right.
has not gotten a contract extension yet.
Okay. Well, why is he asking me? Why doesn't he ask Andrew Friedman?
I'm just saying. Asking you. He's asking Andrew Friedman. He's writing publicly.
Okay. What's the answer? Dave Roberts is under contract this season, and as I recall, he's under contract next season.
Right,
So
but he's basically, he's going into the lame duck year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if
he signed in March of 22, so the 22 season, 23 season. No, this is it.
I think he's got one more year beyond this year.
He has 1 year after this season.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I saw he sounds a 3-year extension. Well, right, because he had the lame duck at that point. So, right, he's through 25.
But usually at this point, if they're going to keep him around, now would be the time, right?
Well, I mean, if your question is, and I think it's Dylan Hernandez's question, well, why are the Dodgers not signing a guy who's now halfway through this season, more than halfway, although the All-Star break is coming, and you only have one more year beyond this season? So why would the Dodgers not show the team that Dave Roberts is trusted, believed in, and is here for the long haul?
Well, you know that Dylan Hernandez did ask Andrew Friedman that in a text message.
Okay, and what did Andrew
and he
Friedman say?
replied, Doc is a big part of what we have accomplished in the past, and we look forward to him being a big part of what we will accomplish in the future.
Oh,
right
my
now,
God.
all of our focus and attention are on doing everything we can to win a championship this season.
How about get more guys in the rotation because they looked great about a month ago and now everybody's completely falling apart.
Yeah.
Physically, it's not like they've fallen apart because they were bad. They were performing well until injuries.
I mean, Walker Buehler is nowhere to be found. Yamamoto is not playing. Glasnow has pitched a ton already this season.
Right.
So, I mean,
Gavin Stone has pitched well, but then the other night got rocked,
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw, there's really no timetable for a return.
Right. It looked like they were in great shape. Paxton pitched pretty well the other day at the game I was at on Saturday, but, you can't really rely on him, per se.
Well, so I guess the question that Hernandez is asking
They
is,
need
well,
a
wait
starting
second.
pitcher. So how about this, Dylan? Why don't you write, when are they going to get a starting pitcher?
Well, I think that what Dylan is saying is that, hey, wait a second, hold on. So you mean to tell me that the Dodgers are leading the division comfortably?
Yeah.
They've got one of the better records in all of baseball, probably top 4 or 5 in all of baseball. I mean, I'm thinking Phillies. And Yankees.
Phillies ahead of them.
Yeah.
The Yankees not ahead of them anymore. I don't
Yankees
think.
have
The Gardos are right up.
They have played terribly.
Yeah, Yankees have had a big
lately.
struggle. Yeah.
By the way, Dave Roberts has the highest win percentage of any manager ever.
Right. So the question that Dylan Hernandez is asking is, why would somebody as successful as Dave Roberts, in a season where not only have your pitchers gotten hurt, but you had to move Mookie Betts from right field to second base, from second base to shortstop, and now Mookie Betts is hurt. All of these things have gone wrong, truthfully, and yet here are the Dodgers still comfortably in first place and with one of the better records in all of Major League Baseball. why would you not be rewarding him now rather than leaving this question mark looming over the clubhouse? It's a legitimate question, but there's also a legitimate answer.
What is the legitimate answer?
They may fire him.
Right. They're waiting to see what's going to happen.
Right.
But if they give him an extension, they can't. They have to pay him.
Well, they got to pay him whatever the extension is.
But
Right.
isn't that, is it the same with MLB as it is with NBA?
So here's what I would say. Go ahead, ask your question first.
Like if they fire, let's say they extend him for 3 years,
Then they got to pay him for the next year and the 3 years.
right? And so regardless if he takes a managing job elsewhere, because I know in the NBA,
there's probably an offset. I'm sure
There probably is,
Yeah.
but if there's an offset, the chances are
It's an offset for the next team, not for the Dodgers. The Dodgers are still on the hook.
Okay.
Right. So, but the thing is this: if let's just say hypothetically the Dodgers go into the postseason this year, regardless of who's injured and who's healthy,
right?
And let's say they bounce out in the first round.
Oh boy, yeah,
Okay?
Dave's done at that point.
Then they may decide, you know what? We've spent all this money.
Yeah.
And even though Ohtani had this monster year, he's going to hit over 50 home runs, but he didn't even pitch this year. You know what? We still think that with this roster, we should have gotten more out of it. So you know what? Now it's time for us to make a move with Dave, because you know why? It only cost us 1 year.
Right.
So Dylan knows the answer to the question. What he's doing is he's trying to put the pressure on the Dodgers, not necessarily because he has to be a spokesperson for Dave Roberts, but he's saying it doesn't seem fair that a guy who's been this successful and, oh, by the way, this good this year with all of these injuries, why are they not taking care of their guy?
It is kind of a good question, isn't it?
It is. It's a fair question, but the answer is the answer is not too hard to see, because they may choose to fire him. And why give him an extension today? You give him a 3-year extension today, bounce out in the first round of the playoffs, and then you go, you know what, we're going to fire him, but since we now owe him 4 years, we're not going to fire him. I don't think Dave Roberts is going to get fired. I fully expect that he's going to get another long-term extension, whether that's 3 years, 4 years, whatever, but gives him the flexibility right now.
Well, and here's what I'll say, is that they have a guy already, their first base coach, McCullough. He's a guy who's already interviewed for jobs in the past. He's younger. He's like in his early 40s. So he would be the next guy that would line up in that scenario. So they already got a guy in-house that they could turn to.
But here's the thing. If you're Dave Roberts, one of the things about, if you're in his shoes,
yeah,
rather than him saying, well, hey, I'm kind of pissed off too. I don't understand it. I've been so successful, and look at how good we are this year, and look at how injured everybody is, and I'm creating this environment, and that's part of management. And they should give me a contract. If you're Dave Roberts, you've been probably making $10 million a year managing.
No.
How much is it?
No, he makes like $3 or $4 million, something like that.
Oh, I'd be really surprised. Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're positive about
Cappy,
that?
text him and ask him.
I could, but that seems
I
like
can look it up
an
right now.
left field kind of question.
I can look it up
let
right
us
now.
know, George, because here's the thing. If you're Dave Roberts, but Lindsay, I'm going to text Dave Roberts. Hey, Dave, I haven't spoken to you in a couple weeks, man, but how much money are you making?
Yes, because remember all the times that you've asked George to do the same thing?
No, but I would warm him up first a little bit. I'd warm him up.
Remember when you wanted him to ask JJ in the lobby at the hotel when he was checking in if he was going to take the Lakers job?
I mean, we did a whole bit.
Is that not significantly different than, hey,
I don't know.
How much money are you making? Yeah, I kind of think it's a little bit.
Okay, you're
Little
right.
bit,
It's a little
bit.
It's a little, but it's still up there with uncomfortable conversations,
But
right?
listen, here's the thing. Let's look it up, because I don't even know what the top manager
So
of baseball
according
makes.
to the USA Today,
Yeah, tell
last year he made $3.25 million.
Okay. Wow, that's really much lower than I would have expected.
Dude, managers in baseball don't make a lot of money anymore.
Can you look up who's the highest paid manager in baseball and what they make?
Yeah, probably not
Okay.
much more than that.
But hold on, but here's the thing. If you're Dave Roberts, right, not only have you been making millions of dollars for the last 10 years,
Yeah.
okay, moreover, if the Dodgers fire Dave Roberts is not a guy who's going to be like, I don't know what to do. I'll never manage again. The next day, any team in baseball that is looking for a manager would be calling Dave Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
He's that well-liked. He's that well-respected. And frankly, he's been that successful.
So the highest paid manager is the newest manager
Yeah.
who was signed to a big deal, which is Craig Counsell. Went from the Brewers to the Cubs. He's getting $8 million. But then there's a steep drop-off after that in the $5 million and $4 million range.
Well, maybe if you're Dave Roberts, you don't want to sign a deal right now. Maybe you'd like to wait.
Counsell's at 8, and then Pedro Grifol, who was the White Sox manager, he's making $5.5. Torey Lovello from the Diamondbacks is at $5 million. By the way, local guy, Terry Lovello.
Oh, really? Did he go to high school in Arizona?
He grew up in L.A.
Oh, really? Which
Yes.
part of LA? Glendale, Palmdale,
If it was
Pasadena.
Riverside, it doesn't count.
You know, which part of L.A.? Is he
grew
really
up
from
in
L.A.?
He went to school here.
Was he born
really?
here?
I don't know if he was born in L.A., but I'm very certain that
Did he go to all school here in L.A., or did he only
Did
go
he
to
play
part
ball
of school?
here?
Right. Is he a ball player?
He is definitely an LA guy.
but
Because Mookie Betts told the story the other day on the broadcast. Mookie was in the booth with Joe and it wasn't oral. It was Eric Karros.
Okay. Love Eric
For
Karros.
like 4 innings. And Mookie told the story because they were playing the Diamondbacks that Torrey used to live, was his like neighbor with his parents when he first moved to LA or something like that. To Torrey's parents. Torrey's mom, I think he said.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love Eric Karros, by the way. We should get Eric Karros on the show.
I mean, okay.
I love Eric. I'll text him.
Yeah.
I'll ask him how much Dave's making.
Yeah. Santa Monica. By the way, born in Santa Monica.
Okay, gotcha.
He is a local guy.
So listen, if I were Dave Roberts, just by the way,
And your boy Bochy, Cappy, he's
Yeah, how
making
much?
he's making 4.5.
I'm surprised that's it. I mean, for a guy with 3 World Series rings who was
That
brought back in
managers
by
don't
Texas,
make a lot of money.
Yeah,
now.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize
they
it was so
don't.
low.
They don't make a lot of money anymore because you're basically a middle manager.
But I'll tell you this, though, if you're
Yeah.
Dave Roberts,
Yeah.
and
Ron Washington, by the way, $4 million.
okay, if you're Dave Roberts, when the Dodgers do decide they want to have a conversation with you, you should be looking at whoever is the highest paid manager in baseball. In this case, you just gave us Craig Counsell.
Yeah.
I would be, if I'm Dave, I'd be like, start there. That's what I want to make. I've got way better resume than Craig Counsell. So he's making 8. I want 9. So that's what I would do.
By the way, you're listening to KSPN Los Angeles.
But
Dave, according to this that I'm finding here, is the 12th highest paid manager in baseball.
That's insane.
Cap, do you find it interesting that
By the way, only Aaron Boone makes I think Aaron Boone makes like $50,000 more than him.
Isn't that interesting? The teams that spend the most money on players spend middle of the road money on managers.
but everyone seems to spend kind of the same amount. It's like
Right, everyone again.
It's all within, like, the
Council
3 to
was
5
just
million, right?
just started with the Cubs.
right.
Um,
And that's a job where it's like kind
Yeah,
of
but you think Craig Counsell wouldn't have done that job for $4 million? Nah, I'm not doing it.
Apparently
$8 million or not?
Why not? He had a great situation in Milwaukee.
Yeah, but did
he had a
leave
better
Milwaukee,
situation
or-
than the Cubs.
Did he leave Milwaukee or did he?
Yes. No. He was
chose to leave.
He was the manager. He left.
Yeah, remember
got
it was
poached?
Like, it was a big.
Yes.
It was a big. Everyone made a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
No, it was a big deal. Yes.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
So
I
Dave,
don't pay that much attention to Milwaukee Brewer baseball.
Okay, well,
Or
listen.
baseball in general.
Yeah, really.
Oh, I mean, the Padres, the Dodgers, those 2 teams I follow.
Do you find it interesting that Dylan asked Dave Roberts about
Yeah.
his contract, and he said,
Yeah, what
"quote
did Dave say?
Oh, see, you weren't willing to ask him, and Dylan did.
Well, did he ask him how much money he makes?
I don't think so, but if he did not disclose that.
Right.
Okay.
He said, quote, the right answer or the honest answer is that I'm focused on this year. I'm winning a championship
Yeah.
for the
You
city of
tell him,
Los
Dave.
Angeles and the Dodgers. He prefaced it by saying the right answer, which means, of course, I want a contract extension, and I'm
Right.
a little annoyed that I haven't gotten it yet.
Well, so he gave the right answer, and Andrew Friedman gave the right answer. I mean, Andrew Friedman, Andrew Friedman probably took his phone and went to the PR department and said, hey, Dylan Hernandez just texted me about Dave Roberts' contract. What do you guys think I should say? And they go, give me your phone. And then they wrote back and they went, Dave has been an important part of our past. Dave will be an important part of our future, and we all love Dave. The PR department sent the text back to Dylan.
I don't know. I feel like Andrew Friedman's pretty good with those type of things.
Well, what I'm saying is he gave a stock answer.
Right. I mean, and Dave Roberts said, of course I don't
Cappy,
want to
we
be
should get
anywhere
you
else.
in like stock photos.
Like what? Like, give me a stock photo idea. Because like you've seen now
Yeah.
that Casper Villa has put me on the top of the Eiffel Tower.
Right, but
With
I'm saying is like
Chewy and Chris.
you could be in like stock photos. So like when you go to like Walgreens or something and you're buying a frame, it's just like you.
Oh, I love that idea.
Have you ever done that where you go
Yeah.
into like a TJ Maxx or like something? I saw this was a trend on TikTok where people take pictures
Right.
of their loved ones and they put them in there ahead of time, and then they like walk by them and they're like, oh my God, that's me in that frame. How weird is that?
Yeah. So what, like for Cappy, like there should, if you go to like Walgreens or CVS or TJ Maxx and they have like a baseball frame, it could be like the stock picture could be like the one of you and Justin at the Pirates game the
Yes.
other day.
Oh, let me tell you something.
By the way, no
PNC
point
Park-
in that.
No
in
point.
that picture.
No point in that picture. PNC Park in Pittsburgh is a beautiful.
Oh, it's like one of the
I
best.
mean, beautiful baseball park, and I compare everything to Petco, to Dodger Stadium, and to where the Giants play. Which is it still called AT&T?
I think.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay, so those are the ballparks that I compare all ballparks to because they're like 3 of my absolute favorites. And so, Petco Park has the amenities, Dodger Stadium has the history, and AT&T has a feel. And so PNC, if you're a baseball fan and you like, a lot of people like set vacation. They go, I want to go to this city because I want to go to this ballpark. Dude, PNC Park is a baseball park you have got to put on your list. It is spectacular.
By the way, I love Dodger Stadium. Was there on Saturday when they beat the Brewers, interestingly enough. We were talking about the Brewers a second ago with Craig Counsell. I hadn't stayed for a full 9 innings in a long time, probably since a playoff game, to be honest with you. So at that point, you're kind of expecting, it's going to take forever to get out of here. I couldn't, and I'm also usually not going to a playoff game with my kids.
I was going to ask, was it just were the kids with you?
Yes.
Okay.
And it took us an hour to get to the freeway.
No surprise.
I believe it.
Not surprised.
Man.
An hour to get to the freeway. Because here's the thing. We pulled out of the lot. And
Where
then,
were you parked?
So we were in lot P, which is top deck, left field, and then just come down. You know what I'm saying? So we parked there, and I've parked there before, but I haven't stayed for the full 9, right? So it's easy to get out of there when you're not doing the full 9. But I guess when you're doing the full 9, not so easy because it's a smaller lot, and obviously the rest of the traffic is already flowing around the stadium. And so I was trying to get out there to jump on the Sunset Gate, and I'm not even joking. 3 cars before I get to the Sunset Gate to make a left to get out of there, they cone it off. And I'm like, come on,
Why
man.
did they cone it off?
Come on.
Because they're flowing traffic in a different direction. There's probably too many people going there. So I had to go almost the entire way around the stadium to get out.
And once that happens.
And then I was at the park.
Yep.
So forget it. Then I have to try to go through the park, in through the neighborhood, out down to eventually down to Sunset eventually anyway. It was a nightmare getting out of there on Saturday. And then now I get, again, I hadn't stayed in a long time, certainly not for a regular season game, but it was a close game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I wanted to watch the end of it. I wanted to hear, I wanted the kids to have fun and experience the full game. And then afterwards, I'm like, holy moly, this took a long time just to get to the 110.
Dodger Stadium is such a, it is, there just aren't that many stadiums like it anymore.
Yeah, where it's just
a parking lot.
Yeah.
And it's in the middle of a neighborhood.
Well, it's a giant parking lot with a ballpark on the property.
Right.
Most ballparks nowadays,
They have plenty of space for parking.
And there's trains and public
Right.
transportation
Correct.
and downtown parking. So
my brother-in-law Ubered there, and it was he was easy in and out for the most part.
Did
you know what I'm saying?
did he stay the whole game?
He did.
Because
Where
I
do you
will
get an
say,
Uber?
when I first
There's
moved,
an Uber spot.
Yeah, there's an Uber spot.
Oh,
But when
that's
I
nice.
first moved here, and I could not believe what you said, exactly what you're saying about getting out of there in the traffic. So I tried all the different ways. I tried Uber, and the wait for an Uber was 45 minutes when I stayed for the whole game. And then when I also tried the train, where you take the train, not the train, whatever it's called, the transit system, the metro.
Right.
You take that to Union Station, and then Union Station has a bus that goes to Dodger Stadium. The wait for the bus, because even if you're there, there's still tons of people that start lining up in the 7th inning, 6th inning for the bus. So the bus to get to the train station, that line was 45 minutes. So I came to the conclusion that it's going to take you an hour if you stay for most of the game, regardless of which way you go.
That is why if you watch a Dodger game, okay, go watch innings 7, 8, and 9, and ask yourself this question. Why is it that everybody who sits behind home plate with the really, really, really fancy tickets,
They're out.
why is there nobody sitting behind home plate? And the answer is because those people know, get there early, watch the first 5 or 6 innings, and get the hell out of there so that you're not sitting in traffic like that guy I was listening to on the radio who was talking about an hour wait to get out of the parking lot.
Yeah, it was. I had not stuck around for the full game. I even left in the 8th inning last time with my kids. I took them, less than a month ago, and we were in and out super fast. And yeah, it was nuts. I had forgotten what that feeling was like because it had been so long. And then it's just the dealing of me going man, I can't believe we're still here, and my kids when are we getting home?
How much longer?
Yeah.
How do we get the hell out of here, Dad? Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, yo, this isn't a helicopter, okay?
No, but it is literally like being at the California-Mexico border. The only thing that's missing is you need people selling stuff. You're sitting there.
Well, there's people
stuck in
selling stuff
traffic.
on the way in.
Yeah, you got to get people selling stuff on the way out.
There was a really. There was a guy with a hilarious T-shirt, Dodger T-shirt on the way in. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. It was pretty naughty, but it was funny, in a funny way. It was something like,
Say it.
God, what was
He
it?
doesn't want to get dumped like you, Cappy.
No, but I'm
Naughty by
trying to.
Nature?
I don't want to not say it right. I'm trying to remember exactly the phrasing of it. It was funny. It basically just had like funny innuendo.
Just trust him. It was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. Like
Cracking me up.
those guys, the hustle of those guys, I want to give them a lot of credit. So anyway, all right, Cappy. So your boy Dave, we'll see. We'll see, but they better listen, they need some pitching is what they need. That's what they really need right now.
Well, leave it to Andrew Friedman.
Yeah.
You always tell me he's the smartest guy in all of sports.
Yeah.
Well, he's smart enough to know that, honestly, we're probably, and I'm speculating, you call it reckless speculation, but when you read that Walker Buehler is not with the team, he's not rehabbing with the team.
No.
He's with private pitching coaches and his own medical team somewhere down in Florida. Right? So if Buehler's not around, and if you don't know if Kershaw is going to come back, and you've had, your top guy that you got in free agency who's already pitched more innings than he's ever pitched in his career in the first half of a season, and you went to Japan, you got the most expensive guy that you could get out of Japan, and he's hurt all of a sudden too.
Yeah.
I think the only guy who can save this whole thing is Ohtani. I think Ohtani's going to have to come back and pitch, even if it's with his left arm.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be able to do that.
All right, well, I'm coming up with ideas, that's all.
So Big E tweets in the Sedano and Cap Circle of Trust, at Sedano, I left after the Shohei home run. No cares on the freeway in minutes. Yes, 100% that was the time to go. When it became 5-3,
You're like, okay.
that was the time to leave. Hey, Ohtani hit a home run. We're out of here, right? Miguel Vargas hit one. 2 batters later, Ohtani hits one. It's a 2-run game. And I was like, 2 runs, though. Cisco Rocks tweets, yes, he's got the phrase. Quote, she wants the D.
Okay, I just want to say, if I were in the studio right now,
DeAndre,
if I were in the studio, I'd have dumped that, just so you know.
Oh, stop.
I would have dumped that. That is not appropriate.
Stop, Cappy.
It was
She
a
wants the D?
direct quote.
What D?
The Dodgers.
Stop.
She want the Dodgers of the D?
The Dodgers. That's what she
Cappy.
wants. She wants the Dodgers.
By the way, if you want to get a cool, speaking of Dodgers shirts, I saw at Ross over the weekend, they have dog Ohtani jerseys at Ross for like $6.
Dude, I heard that the decoy bobblehead thing is like, people are going nuts. They want to get this decoy bobblehead.
What's the decoy bobblehead?
dog.
Decoy the dog.
Oh, this dog's name is Decoy?
Yeah, don't you remember? That was the
I
whole
don't,
thing.
clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I didn't know who the singer was in Canada either.
Nelly Furtado.
Right,
Yeah.
Nelly Furtado. I didn't know Decoy was the dog.
Cappy likes a good frittata, though.
Yeah.
Right, Furtada's different than Nelly Frittata.
You also did not know that Craig Counsell left Milwaukee to take
I did
the
not.
Cubs job.
I did not know that Craig Counsell. He just decided, hey, I'm going to go to the Cubs. They're going to pay me more money.
Yeah.
The Cubs were able to just take somebody else's
I believe there
manager?
was some compensation. Yes.
Okay, I mean, that sounds like a little bit
Kind
more
of
like
like
it.
a trade, but not really.
Yeah, there was some compensation, I believe.
Somebody's going to have to do some research. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. All right, Cappy, I'll tell you this, though. As a sports fan, you always want your team to be well coached and win. And you know who's always winning, and who's willing to help you win? Getting the job done, getting ready for his next opponent. That's my guy, Jacob. You get into an accident, you call Jacob. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. So think about it. You've been injured in a car accident, truck accident, slip or fall at the store, rideshare accident, whatever it is. You'd feel like you lost the game. So don't worry. Don't worry. The accident, that's the beginning of the game. Okay? That's the first couple of innings, all right? You call Jacob, you get the free consultation. Trust me, Jacob knows the weakness of the opponent. He knows how to exploit and go on the attack against the insurance company to provide you the victory that you deserve, okay? So, look, make sure you're on the winning team. If you're injured in an accident, don't wait. Call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the whole team here at 710 sent you, okay? When you call an attorney, you want one who's respected. Call Jacob because he's the real deal. And remember, the consultation is free. So call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or visit him online at calljacob.com.
The LA Kings have a new home.
Hear the excitement of Kings hockey this season.
This fall, 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app is your home for every moment of the Los Angeles Kings. Hear the excitement of Kings hockey this season in only one place. Easy to access, easy to find, easy to enjoy every Kings game and your favorite Kings podcasts. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, it's Sedano here. You know it's hard to find a good dentist for your kids,
someone who they can trust and enjoy going to the dentist with. Luckily, we found Children's Dental Fun Zone. With 17 locations across Southern California, Children's Dental Fun Zone specializes in children's dentistry and orthodontics. With state-of-the-art equipment and personal attention your children deserve. To book your child's next appointment, visit their website, cdfzone.com. That's cdfzone.com. Or call them at 800-717-KIDS. That's 800-717-KIDS.
Join your Angels for every Saturday night home game and stay to enjoy a post-game Saturday night fireworks show driven by SoCal Honda dealers. Visit angels.com/promotions for more details.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and I want to talk about my friend Avner Gatt, a public adjuster. Now, many of you guys have asked me, why Avner Gatt? What makes his team so unique at handling insurance claims? So let me tell you something. I've been working with Avner and his team for a while. I can tell you this. Avner Gatt has a dynamic team that's highly effective and successful because these folks come from a very diverse background in the insurance industry. For example, some of them used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team. Yes, they actually chose to switch sides when they realized the effectiveness of Avner's team's work. Some of them used to be in the restoration business, rebuilding homes after disasters. Some of them used to be in the contents handling business, moving homeowners' belongings to a safe place for restoration and storage. Some of them were experts in hazardous materials handling, like asbestos and lead testing. That was their daily work. And some of them were members of law firms handling bad faith claims and general business disputes. You see, diversification is the name of the game. When you are represented by Avner Gatt's team, you have the entire team's experience and know-how by your side. No one, and I mean no one, messes with Avner Gatt and his team. So call Avner Gatt right now, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. That's AvnerGatt.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. When you call him directly, Avner Gatt and his family, they take the calls themselves. Avner Gatt says, hello.
Summer's just getting started, so fill your cooler with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. It tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. And with a 5% kick of alcohol, Twisted Tea is perfect for the beach, the lake, or wherever you're hanging out and day drinking with your friends. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car really needs a wash.
The $20 McGuire's bundle includes Gold Class Car Wash for a showroom shine.
Get in the zone,
And what about my tires?
Just spray the included Hot Shine tire coating and you're all set.
Get in the zone.
The inside is not great.
No problem. The quick interior detailer in the bundle can help with that too.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's
Your birthday.
Yeah.
It's your birthday. Give up. It's not your birthday. So I'm guessing this was a number one hit?
No, he just played this one for fun.
Oh, it's the DeAndre music segment?
No, but I like to make you think that.
No, it is a DeAndre music, segment. Technically, it is 6:15.
Right.
And it was 50 Cent's birthday over the weekend.
Oh, there you go. Shout out to Fitty.
Shout out to Fitty.
Who has still one of the worst, speaking of baseball, one of the worst first pitches in the history of first pitches.
I saw Jerry Seinfeld at a Mets game here about, I don't know, it must have been within the last couple of days. And Jerry, apparently it was like the 30-year anniversary of when Seinfeld first went on television. So Seinfeld's wearing like this Mets jacket, and he takes off a jacket and he's got on a DeGrom t-shirt. And he goes up to the pitcher's mound, and he winds up, and he throws, an absolute perfect strike. Did anybody else see this?
I did not.
No, but
Yeah.
I saw the George Costanza bobbleheads that they gave out, and those were pretty cool.
I didn't see those. See, this is the thing. We always talk about all these guys who get the chances to do a first pitch that screw it up, But you never talk about the celebrities that actually throw perfect strikes.
Yeah.
Jerry, nice job, Jer.
Good job,
Very
Jer.
nice.
I liked the one girl, a gymnast. I forget who it was. Maybe it was Suni Lee. I could be wrong. But
She did like a flip
yeah.
and then threw it.
Yeah, that was
that's
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. By the way, Counselor Robert Wilkins tweets us that Craig Counsell let his contract with the Brewers expire. He went to the Cubs as a free agent. And that is true. I see it here. He is absolutely 100% correct. The move was described as a surprise, Cappy, by baseball observers who had expected Counsell to sign with the New York Mets. I do remember that. Or the Cleveland Guardians.
I remember people being annoyed by that.
If he did not remain with the Brewers. As a result, Counsell's unexpected move to the Cubs, which is a rival, obviously, the sign for Craig Counsell Park, located in his hometown, because he grew up. He's not born there. He was born like South Bend or something. But he grew up in Wisconsin.
Right, not a local guy.
No,
Not from there.
Right, no, but he grew up there. Like they moved when he was a little kid. So he grew up there. So he's from there.
Did he play ball there?
He did. So Whitefish Bay is the park in the hometown, and they vandalized the sign, Cappy, when he went to the Cubs.
Oh, man.
In the Little League sign, they vandalized it.
Well, I guess the Brewers
Well, that's
offered him a big extension, and he just let it. Said, "No, I'm good. I'm going to let it expire and explore my options."
Well,
Which
that
managers
may be
never
that
do
may be why Dave Roberts is not exactly crying about the fact that he doesn't have a new contract or an extended contract.
Well, you think he's tired of the Dodgers?
No, I think that he thinks that there's probably a lot more money out there for him, and I think that he probably is willing to bank on himself to say, "Hey, look, I'll take this team. I'll see how far we can get it, and then we'll, with only 1 year remaining, they're either going to have to do one of two things: they either fire me, or they give me an extension. It doesn't have to be right now."
Thank God there's no Dave Roberts Little League Park. I mean,
Right.
Chris would. Who knows what Chris would have done with it already?
Hey, by the way, you just mentioned Whitefish. Where is Whitefish at?
It's in Wisconsin.
Okay, Whitefish, Wisconsin. Let me tell you something right now, George. I would love, absolutely love, a delicious whitefish salad. I'm talking like an everything bagel with a nice whitefish salad, Because, a bagel with cream cheese, lox, capers, tomatoes, onions, the whole schmear, you know what I'm saying? But a whitefish salad is something you don't get very often. Who in town can tell me who got the best whitefish salad in town?
What exactly is a whitefish salad, just for reference? I don't recall ever having one, so I'm just asking.
Well, yeah, you're not going to eat this. This is not for you.
How do you know?
I know.
It kind of looks like tuna fish.
It does look like tuna fish, only the difference is it's made from whitefish.
Right. Different kind of fish.
Right, very smoky.
Yeah.
Delish.
Yeah. I don't love those kind of salads because there's too much mayo in them.
Well, that's
like
why
I don't love like a potato
it's
salad.
like tuna salad.
Right.
Like it's not an actual
Yeah.
salad.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's like a tuna salad, like a
I love
potato
chicken
salad, like a
salad.
macaroni salad.
I love chicken salad.
Chicken salad's my fave.
Basically, all those salads are not actually salads; they're just mayo.
Yeah, but that's why you need it to be the right amount of mayo. Because if it's too mayo-y, then it's too wet. You need it to be. You see, a tuna salad with too much mayo is okay, but you don't want it to be like grossly wet. But you also don't want it to be too dry. But a whitefish salad, you want it to actually, like when it comes in a scoop, you want it to like hold that scoop because it's not too mayo-y.
I've been on a chicken salad kick lately from Pavilions. They make the best chicken salad. It's like perfect.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's delicious.
I'll check it out.
Pavilions is a great grocery store.
Their deli is the best.
They got a nice chicken salad.
I love the random Funchy.
Yeah, you just hear Funchy in the back. Like Funchy's like, I'll second that. Pavilions got great chicken salad and are a hell of a deli.
Yeah, he does all about the
Put
chicken
it between
salad.
some Wonder Bread.
Yeah.
Oh, some
Cappy,
Wonder Bread.
If I don't know if there's Pavilions by you. I mean, you should
There
take
is.
Rachel. They have like happy hour like at a lot of
they
these
do,
Pavilions.
yeah.
You're kidding me. What time?
Yeah, it's like grocery shopping, drink a little.
They do drink like wine tasting and all sorts of stuff.
They
at all
even
these
have
Pavilions.
carts with the with cup holders in them, so you can drink your. They'll do like the beers and the wines.
It's a different world, bro, when you go
I
to
didn't know that.
Pavilions. I'm
Wow.
telling you.
I had no idea.
No offense to Vons or Ralph's or
Yeah.
Albertsons, but I mean, it's a different world.
Sometimes
in
they
there.
even have bands.
Yeah.
This I did not know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight, I'll ask her what she wants to do for dinner tonight. Hey,
Let's
hey,
go
babe,
to Pavilions.
You want to go to Pavilions? They got a hell of a chicken salad and nice wine.
And they got alcohol tasting.
Probably save you some money.
No, there you go. Cappy, we got a couple minutes here, so I wanted to get into some football stuff, but maybe we'll save that for tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Because there's a Matthew Stafford story and a USC story I want to get into. Let's just save it for tomorrow. because we only have a little time left. We've got Big Deal or No Deal, and then we've got Slee who's going to stop by, I believe, and join us on his way into Lakers talk. Not an emergency Lakers talk today.
It should be.
Why?
I don't know, because every Lakers
Because
talk
LeBron
should
had
have
a
urgency.
LeBron did the McMiniman interview.
Yeah, it should have urgency, an emergency.
Right. Well, there you go. But for WNBA for Dummies today, so Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark obviously have been the big stories of this year in the WNBA. Cappy, both have broken records this past weekend. Caitlin Clark was the first rookie in WNBA history to have a triple-double. And then Angel Reese has been on this crazy double-double streak in the WNBA, and she broke Candace Parker's rookie record for consecutive double-doubles. So there you have it. So congratulations to the ladies who are doing. Look, I told you a year ago, these two ladies will end up being the Magic and Bird of the WNBA, and I feel like we're on that trajectory. So much so that I believe Magic Johnson said something similar recently.
Oh, really? Magic Johnson said something? Because I've been following Magic's, European vacation, and, he's on that giant yacht, and he's got his morning workout routine.
Right. Did you know that he invented the high five?
I've heard. I mean, he takes credit for it.
He takes credit for it, right. Not Dusty Baker. Right.
But I didn't know that Magic was watching any WNBA, while over in wherever the hell he's at.
Magic can watch anything at any time.
Well, I mean, he's busy working out every morning, doing his curls, doing his bench, and trying to stay fit while he's on vacay.
Right.
And looking damn good. Way to go, Magic.
Yeah.
I like it.
So that's our WNBA for Dummies.
Well, I'm glad you're still doing this WNBA for Dummies thing for me, and I'll explain why.
Yeah.
You see, for me, I was all in on the WNBA at the beginning of the season, and I was watching, and Caitlin Clark was playing. I was watching. I even found out about a television channel called Ion.
Yeah, Ion.
That I didn't know anything about. Normally it's 23 hours of Hawaii 5-0 repeats and then like 1 hour of a WNBA game.
Right. Well, 2 hours.
All right, you got it. So 22 hours of Hawaii 5-0. Mm-hmm. And I will just admit, I'm going to make an admission here, everybody.
You've stopped watching the WNBA.
Completely.
Yeah, I knew it.
Completely.
You don't care at all.
Not one bit.
Well, because
now,
he hasn't been doing Prize Picks.
Correct. I have not, because here's why. I'm on a little bit of a Prize Picks hiatus right now because I've put a bunch of money in my bank, and I'm actually trying to save it for the start of the NFL season. In fact, this past weekend during the hot dog eating championship, I made a 6-dog play, and the only
Wait,
dog.
What?
Yeah. What?
What's a 6-dog play on the hot dog contest?
Well, you take 6 dog eaters, right? You put them all together, and you try and make a big score. I was trying to like 100 times my money.
What's the odds on that?
Well, the odds are low, but I did all this research, and the only of the 6 dog eaters that I bet on, the only dog eater that I got right was the guy where they gave you the free square at half a dog.
Right.
Everything else was a disaster. Now, did you guys watch the hot dog eating competition?
I did not. No, I saw the highlights. Yeah.
I did see
You
on
saw
Twitter.
the highlights.
Yeah, I did see on Twitter. They showed a clip of the lemonade drinking contest, which I didn't even see. I've never seen that before.
So I saw
That was
that
crazy.
Joey Chestnut did like a separate thing at Buffalo Wild Wings just, I think, today or yesterday.
Yeah.
200 boneless wings in 38 minutes.
How many?
200
And how many?
in 38 minutes.
200 boneless wings in 38 minutes?
Yeah.
And he held up a sign of 200, like Wilt Chamberlain's 100.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I am not a big fan of boneless wings right now because they're so grossly fried.
Yeah, they're right. I mean, all wings at those places, for the most part, are fried unless they say otherwise. They say may say grilled.
But right now, I'm in an anti-fried food kick.
Right. Not good for the ticker.
No.
Cap, did you see the guy that did the Nathan's lemonade chugging? He beat a world record, and it's like a big giant jar.
I think he beat his own
gallon.
world
It
record,
was a
too.
gallon.
Yeah,
It was a
a
gallon.
gallon, and he drank it in what? It was like
21
less
seconds.
Yeah.
It was
So
crazy.
Was it Badlands Booker?
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah.
It was him. It was
no
him.
one else was even
Yeah.
close to him. They're looking at him like, what?
Yeah,
Wait,
on
Badlands?
SportsCenter, they had the highlights of all of it, so I watched it.
What's that dude's name? Big D?
Badlands Booker.
Now, is that the big, tall, heavy-set brother?
Yeah.
That guy can't eat hot dogs. He can drink lemonade?
Yeah. He's chugging it.
Oh,
He's now
man,
the world
that guy's-
record holder in lemonade.
That guy's weak.
Look him up on Twitter, Cap.
Oh, my God.
All right,
Guy's weak.
big deal or no deal, Cappy. Maybe we'll sneak in the Stafford story there. Well, that's coming up next.
710
All right, first day spring training for Michael Funches. Team Sliwa is taking down Team Mason, In Ireland, you're going to lose $100,000 mythical money. Because look at this machine. He's ready. They ain't ready for you, Funch. They ain't ready for you. They ain't ready for you, Funch. That's right, Funch. All right, we figured out where Funch can go. He can catch. I'm gonna put you at second base. Go play second base right now. It's over here. It's there. Oh no.
$5% cheaper, and you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Sedano and Kap for your afternoon right now on 710 ESPN. It's 6:30 p.m. Big deal or no deal. Take it away, Sedano.
Now's where you go. Sedano's not here. He's in the bathroom. Lindsay, you take it away.
Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Okay, Sedano's in the bathroom. So you take it away, Lindsay.
Thanks, Cappy. All right, so it has come with great displeasure for me to inform you that John Cena, one of the most popular wrestlers ever, announced that his WWE career as a competitor is going to come to an end in 2025, and WrestleMania in Vegas is going to be his last.
When is that? 2025 WrestleMania?
Yes, next year's WrestleMania.
You won't be able to see him anymore.
Yeah. So
you can't see me.
That's right. This is such a great theme song. For me, it's a top 3. Sorry, but it's just so catchy. So they had a press conference on Saturday, and Cena revealed that he plans to work 30 to 40 more dates for WWE next year. So he's, going to do more than like the sporadic random appearances that he's been doing over the past few years. But obviously, he's getting a little bit older, and also his Hollywood career is completely blown up.
How old is he?
I think he's I'll have to look this up. Funchy, you would probably know better.
I think he's in his late 40s, I have to say.
Yeah,
47.
Yeah, that makes more sense, yeah.
Yeah, that does make more sense. Once I started to say it, that's why I stopped. I was like, I don't know. But yeah, so John Cena is retiring after next year. Is this a big deal or no deal, Cappy?
It's a, you know what? It's not a big deal.
Not at all?
Nah, listen, here's the thing.
From wrestling, right?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. John Cena has been a great character in WWE. I can remember 20 years ago, my buddy who played the character Prince Albert. His name is Matt Bloom.
Oh, you know Prince Albert?
Yeah,
hence his buddy.
He's talked about it.
Really? I never knew.
Fudge, college teammate.
I
Prince
never
Albert.
knew Prince Albert. I love Prince Albert.
Yeah, Prince Albert was great. And so my boy Prince Albert now runs the NXT school, I think it's called, down in Orlando.
Yeah, he does the wrestling. They call it like the wrestling training complex.
Yeah, he's
run Performance Center.
There you go, Funchy.
He's run it for years. Anyway, they had come to San Diego, and this is my college buddy, and he's like, hey, we're coming to San Diego. Let's all hang out. Great. So we went to the wrestling show that night, and then afterwards, me, my boy Matt Bloom, who played Prince Albert, and John Cena, the three of us, went to a Hooters. You talk about, like, this was not glamorous. These guys were not multimillionaires. They were not famous at this time. They were like little kids who were trying to earn their chops in pro wrestling. John Cena's been around forever. He's been great. Lindsay, to your point, his Hollywood career is taking off. I see now he's hosting like Shark Week because I keep seeing TV commercials that John Cena's hosting Shark Week. And there's a lot of other superstars now in WWE. He's ready to hand off to me. Big deal in terms of the wrestling. Not a big deal in terms of his personal career.
I would say no deal for me. I am actually not a big John Cena wrestling guy. I never loved the character the way most people did. I actually think he's much funnier outside of wrestling.
He's really funny.
I think he's very talented outside of wrestling. So I enjoy his work a ton more outside of wrestling.
Did you see Ricky Stenicki? I know DeAndre did.
I did not.
Oh, I did see that movie.
Wasn't he funny in that?
Have you seen Blockers?
Yes, that was the next one I was going to say. That is hilarious. That's a great movie.
He's good.
And also The Peacemaker on HBO.
I've never seen that.
That's
one.
a
Is there
really good
anybody
Johnson joke. Yes.
outside of The Rock? I would say after The Rock, John Cena is probably like number 2, right?
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of like guys who've gone from wrestling to like real mainstream.
Bautista, maybe.
Who?
Bautista. Dave
Batista is an actor, yeah.
Because he did all the
Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he recently did the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
He did.
It was like a horror movie.
He's acted in a lot of movies.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, Dave Bautista. I love how
He's pretty
Cabby
hot.
I don't know who he is.
I love how Cabby. You definitely know who he is.
Oh, now I know who he is.
Yeah, you know who he
Oh,
is.
yeah, now I know who he is. Oh, yeah.
I love how Cabby just drops out. Oh, really?
Oh, really? Oh, wow, man. He as a wrestler, dude. I haven't seen. I mean, how long has it been since he's wrestled? Because this guy's
Dave Bautista's been
20 years.
Yeah,
dude. He's 55 years old, but man, back in the day, dude, he was all sauced out of his face.
He was great. And then he had like the falling out with them, and then they weren't going to let him in the Hall of Fame, and it was a whole thing. And then,
oh my God! If you could guarantee me I could have that body, I'll take every steroid he took.
I mean, I'm not. I agree with you, Cappy. He's
What a
got
bod.
quite a bod.
Oh my
He's a
God.
good-looking man.
All right, what's next?
All right, so Joe Burrow.
I saw this quote.
He wants to bring back one of the most infamous touchdown celebrations in modern NFL history.
Yeah.
I guess he said on a podcast, a Barstool podcast this week, he said if he scores a rushing touchdown this year, he's going to do the fake moon the crowd celebration that Randy Moss made famous back when he was with the Vikings against the Packers
Joe
in the
Buck
playoffs.
was like super like
Oh, yeah,
pearl
totally
clutching
offended.
moment.
Yes,
like,
he was very offended.
honestly, it's funny because Buck, he's like pretty
he
like
says some edgy stuff.
Right.
but my thing is just
Now.
like he's like fun and funny, right?
Yeah.
But I guess it was a long
He's
time
evolved quite a bit.
ago. It was a long time ago, but right, he acted like that thing was like the worst thing. I remember talking about that on the radio back then.
Oh, yeah,
and
big
it
time.
was like, dude, like relax, like it wasn't that big a deal.
No,
Like,
but
he
for
didn't
a guy-
actually take his pants off,
Right,
you know?
for a guy like Joe Buck, who, like I said, if you follow him on social media or, he
He's
wants to be
funny.
a late-night
Yeah,
talk show host
he's
kind of
funny.
guy,
Yeah.
I mean, he's willing to say some stuff that you're like, geez,
It
Joe.
was a
for-
long time ago, though.
Yeah,
in
for somebody who's
retrospect,
so
but that's
buttoned down.
that is the first thing that comes to my mind was Joe Buck's reaction, which he, I believe, has even said was probably ridiculous.
I would hope that Joe Burrow actually does not do that.
Well, now he said he's going to, so now he has to, right?
I do kind of think it's there are better celebrations. I thought he was going to bring back like an Icky Shuffle or something.
Well, my question for you is, what is your favorite touchdown celebration? And I would like to start with the primetime one where he put the cell phone in the end zone.
No, that wasn't prime time.
Okay, who was it that did that?
That was New Orleans Saints wide receiver. Come on, George. Who was that? Put the cell Horn, Joe Horn.
Oh, Joe Horn, the cell phone.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought Deion Sanders did it.
No.
But either way, I think that the cell phone in the end zone and like going to answer it, I think that's my favorite. I think it's funny.
By the
give
way,
you
I found the Joe Buck quote about it recently within the last calendar year.
What did he say?
He was on the This Is Football podcast and was asked if there was anything he wished he could take back, and he immediately answered, "Quote the Randy Moss call for sure." With that's disgusting. The irony of it all is that we were at Fox together for a brief time, and now we're together at ESPN.
That is funny.
But he said he would take it back in a heartbeat. The only thing he's ever said, which is considering how long he's been on the air, that's pretty interesting. So anyway,
My favorite was when Terrell Owens would take the pom poms.
oh, I like that one.
I would love that one. But
I liked when George Teague laid him out too, and I say that in like a loving way because I love T.O. But when he did the star thing,
Yeah, when he did the star.
yeah,
But
and I liked Chad Johnson.
Oh, he always had good ones.
He had great ones.
Yeah.
So he did one where, well, obviously the dance, number one, he would do the salsa dance. Like he started that, not Victor Cruz, who was with the Giants.
I did not know that.
Really?
Yes. And then he did the proposal one of the cheerleader,
yes.
which was great.
Didn't
and
he also have the Hall of Fame
He had his
jacket?
own Hall of Fame jacket, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
Did
now,
you guys
'cause
say
he's
the
not in
River
Hall of
Dance?
The River Dance was a good one, too.
That was a great one. I
Chad.
think it was
Yes.
the best one.
Yeah.
But old school, I used to love it when NFL players, this is now going back a long time, my favorite dance of all time, the Cabbage Patch.
What's the Cabbage Patch?
Oh, come on. Come on. You
Oh.
don't know nothing about no Cabbage Patch?
I
know
didn't know
DeAndre
that's
don't know.
what it was called.
I mean,
come on,
honestly,
man.
the
I
guy
know
who
about the
started that was
Cabbage
John Howard, I feel like. That was the first guy I remember doing the Cabbage Patch when he
the
was at
Cabbage
Michigan, like as a player.
My two favorite dances, the Cabbage Patch and the Humpty Dance.
What's the Humpty Dance?
The Humpty Dance is your
No, the
chance.
song, but what's the actual dance?
Well, you have to listen to the song
So
to know what the Humpty
sing
Dance
it.
is.
Stop
Well, I don't
what
know
you're
the
doing
lyrics.
I'm
off
about to ruin.
There you go.
What is the dance part?
Well, you got to go to the lyrics.
That part? Like Roberti says that? he goes,
Humpty Dance.
He's like going in reverse. Is that the part you're talking about? That's the dance?
Cappy likes it when he puts it in the biscuits.
I didn't know it was
who
an
doesn't?
actual dance.
Yeah.
Does it give you moves?
I don't remember there actually being. Oh, I think the Humpty Dance was just like one of these things where they just did this, like side to side. You know? What
I know. I think there's a description in the
I
song.
need to look this up right now.
Yeah,
I
I
think
need the
there is
lyrics.
too. Hold on.
They would go side to side, like almost like airplane mode, kind of like this. You know what I mean? Like I remember them doing that in the video. But the Cabbage Patch is definitely this. It was easy.
Cabbage Patch, old school. The Humpty Dance is your chance. Do the
Okay,
hump-
so no, he doesn't.
Anyhow, all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we got one more.
No,
All right, we're good.
I need to find this now.
Now she's consumed with the Humpty
I
Dance.
am.
Cappy, while we got
Oh
time.
wait, I got it. He says first I limped to the side like my legs was broken, shaking and twitching, kind of like I was smoking, crazy, whack, funky, and then people say you look like MC Hammer on
Crack Humpty.
Yes.
You can't say crack?
I don't know. I don't want to get dumped.
George,
So I
would,
guess-
would you dump her for saying crack?
No.
And when a doo-doo chump punk points a finger like a stunt, I'm sorry, but I did not know that these are like directions to the dance cap.
Yeah, that's what they are.
Okay, I would prefer the cha-cha slide.
Cappy, real quick, while we have a minute or two here.
Yeah, tell me.
So Matthew Stafford, right? They were talking on the Pat McAfee show about Tua and Stafford, right? Because those are the two most famous ones at the moment, quarterbacks that are looking for contracts, right? What is a reasonable contract for Matthew Stafford? I would say 2 years in length is a reasonable contract, but what does that number got to look like? 100 plus?
Well,
for 2 years, obviously.
let's think about it like this. Joe Burrow makes $55 million.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence makes $55 million.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Goff makes $53 million. Justin Herbert makes $52.5, and Lamar Jackson makes $52. So I'll ask it like this. Does Matthew Stafford fit into the top 5 because he's the next guy that could get paid?
Well, he's also better than some of those guys.
Don't you think that it like chaps his butt that Jared Goff is potentially making
Right.
money
I think he deserves per year to get paid more than Jared Goff and maybe Trevor and certainly
Definitely
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
You know.
Well, I mean, you guys say Jared Goff. Jared Goff is younger. Jared
Right,
Goff,
but you're doing a shorter deal with Stafford. You're probably not going longer than 2 years.
I wouldn't think so. I guess, listen, if I were the Rams, because I'd really like to get this behind me.
Maybe 3 max.
If I'm the Rams, I'd like to get this over with. I think Stafford, somebody would have to tell me exactly. I think he's 36. Let me have to give me the exact years. But if I'm the Rams, I'd probably like to get this over with because I don't really want to go to training camp and have this hanging over my head. And I also don't want a disgruntled quarterback. I'd like my
36,
quarterback.
you're right.
Okay. I'd like my quarterback to be happy. And I want my teammates to know, hey, this is our guy. And he's not just our guy for this year. It's kind of like that Dave Roberts story we were talking about earlier. I would think that the Rams could probably give Matthew Stafford, whatever it may be, a 2-year, $100 million contract with $70 million guaranteed, and then they could manipulate their books to make it all kind of work in the salary cap. But I mean, I guess I don't really want this thing hanging over everybody at training camp. I don't want to have to be answering questions about it. I don't want the coach to have to answer questions about it. I don't want his teammates to have to.
So why haven't they? That's my question.
Probably because, let's see, Stafford's contract is, I don't remember how much longer it is.
This is the last year of his guaranteed money, and then he has 2 more years that are not guaranteed, and they're like 35, 40-ish each.
Well, why are they not doing it?
Yeah, isn't that something that's like you want to get that done, like you said, before the season starts?
Maybe because they feel like they don't have to, number one. Maybe because they feel like, hey, look, he's 36 years old. He has an injury history.
Here comes owner Cappy.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to give you two sides of the equation.
Always counting billionaires' pennies.
Well, I'm trying to give you the two sides. I mean, she's asking the question, why would they not?
That's just something that everyone's like, oh, they're going to give him. They're going to pay him. It's like, well, why haven't they yet? It's almost training camp. Why haven't they?
Because number
there's
one,
time.
he's under contract.
There's time.
Yeah, there is plenty of time still, but A, he's under contract. B, he has an injury history. C, they just purely do not have to. And if he doesn't want to play for the $35 million that he's going to make in the season, even though it's not guaranteed. Like, if he's going to make $35 million and they cut him at the beginning of training camp, he's not making $35 million. And then he goes to another team, he's not going to get paid $35 million.
Well, according to Spotrac,
okay, what's that?
There is.
I thought it was Sport Track this whole time.
There is. There's a prorated version of his signing bonus. Now this may not be the actual contract. They may have just spread this out just to make it look even on their spreadsheet. But yeah, it says that they still owe him some money from the signing bonus that he may have spread out. But I don't know if that's accurate or not. Anyway, long story short, this is probably the last year where he's got guaranteed money, and he wants to extend his career with some guaranteed money. I don't blame him at that age, and he's still really good. When they protect him, which they did last year, they're a legit playoff team.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, in his business and at this stage of his career, it's like, listen, I know I'm going to make $35 million this year, and that's terrific. I'm really happy about that. But you know what? You know what I'd really like? I'd like $35 million in my bank right now, and I'd like a salary of $15 million, so that I'm making the $50 million that Jared Goff is making, but I'm actually guaranteed that I've already made the $35 million. It's already in my bank. Thank you.
Yeah, in his bank.
That's right. I'd like it in my bank, too.
I don't think you're getting that.
No, nobody gave me that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. All right, Cappy. Big deal or no deal is over. Matthew Stafford conversation is over. Big Slee going to stop in a sec. You ready for that?
I am, but wait a second. What about dealer's choice?
Oh, do you want to do dealer's choice first? Or
are you guys blowing off dealer's choice? I have something very important to discuss.
Oh, okay.
Got a very important one.
Okay, well, how about
we could
this?
mix it in with Slee.
Right. How about
Slee would actually be good to contribute to the conversation.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like, we get Big Slee in here. You know what I'm saying? You can do your dealer's choice and let him, get some thoughts on it.
Is that his, what is Slee's nickname? Because I'm filling out these bios for the softball game. Is
we
it
had
Big
playoff Slee,
yeah.
at one point.
Yeah.
We also had Santa Slee.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
Santa Slee.
Santa Slee. I forgot about Santa Slee. Emergency.
I mean, we could do Super Slee.
Super
We got
Slee.
Miss Slee.
Yeah.
Isn't that his girlfriend's name?
That's Lady Slee.
Lady
It's
Slee.
also not his nickname.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we could call him Lady Slee, just for the hell of it.
No, you can't.
All right.
Just for the fun of it.
Super Slee is up next.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. Are you a healthy young man between the ages of 19 and 38 looking to make a difference in the world? Well, California Cryobank is seeking young men to join their team by becoming sperm donors. You can make up to $1,500 a month. If you're eligible to work in the U.S., you are eligible to apply. Make a meaningful contribution and earn some extra cash along the way by visiting spermbank.com. That's spermbank.com to apply. California Cryobank, helping make a family's dream come true, one donation at a time. Apply today at spermbank.com/ESPN.
Visit angels.com/ticket plans or call 888-796-HALO to buy the ticket package that's best for you. Pick the games you want and don't miss out on great seats at the best price. Visit angels.com/ticket plans or call 888-796-HALO.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
you? Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. Testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text SPARK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text SPARK to 42424. That's SPARK to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Final segment of the show. Cappy is back in the house. We dumped him once. Right? Welcome
Only
back,
once.
Cappy.
Not bad. Not bad. One time. Not bad.
Yeah, one time. Not too bad. You made us laugh. You told us a story that took way so long that it took 2 segments. I mean, for the love of God, Jack.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah, I thought you were going to forget and just kind of keep going.
No.
Good job by you. Good ears.
Where's Super Slee? Is he there?
Super Slee is about to connect.
Oh, okay. I want him to get in on Dealer's Choice. You know what I'm saying? Cappy.
Yeah.
What are you thinking the rest of the week? You got me doing this thing. You want to tell the audience you got me doing? And you want the rest of the crew to do here, too.
So our friend Avner Gap said to me, he goes, hey, I have a friend, and she does, like, psychoanalysis. And all you have to do is draw a picture.
Mm-hmm.
You send her the picture, and she will send you a full report on what she can make of you.
And your personality.
And your personality.
Right.
And, where you are in your business life and where you are in your, personal life, all just based on this one picture. So I sat down and I drew the picture, and I felt so much stress. Like, what is she going to think about me? Because I'm not that artistic with a pen. I don't know that I'm going to be able to write this picture. I wrote it out, and I sent it to her. And I'm telling you, George, she sent me like a 10-page report.
Oh, so you already know yours. That's not fair.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. I mean, you guys can know. You can read it if you want. I don't care.
But I don't really need to read 10 pages.
Nor did I. But
yeah,
she's
can
going to
she summarize it to like a
Yeah.
paragraph?
How about some cliff notes?
She's going to. So she's in town, and we're all going to draw this picture, and then she's going to be able to come into the studio on Wednesday and tell us all about ourselves based on the picture that we drew. And we're all drawing the same picture. So I'm very curious to hear what she comes up with. So we'll have that on Wednesday. Now, let me just talk to you for a second, George.
Well, Slee's here. You want to say hello to Slee?
Oh, is Slee in the house?
Yeah.
Hi, Slee.
What's up, boys?
What's going on?
He
man?
only answers the playoff Slee.
Yeah.
No, Super Slee. With this
that's
new
right.
name for this it's the off season. We got Super Slee coming your way.
Yeah, off-season Slee works too.
Oh,
Off-season
yeah, I
Slee
do
is
like
good.
off-season Slee.
Off-season Slee.
Slee's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slee, I got to tell you a quick story, and I want you to jump in on this. You ready? This is Dealer's Choice. So I went to go visit my son last week in Pittsburgh, and I took an early morning flight, and I landed in Pittsburgh about 4 o'clock in the afternoon because of the time change. And I go to the baggage claim area, and there are these 2 young men, and they had taken their luggage off the carousel, and they opened their luggage in the airport, and the 2 of them are putting on these, like, costumes. But I don't mean like a little costume. I mean like a big, giant hat. Like, I shouldn't call it a hat, like a big, giant helmet of, like, animals. Like, one guy's a rabbit and one guy's a cat, And I'm looking at these 2 guys, and I'm like, what the hell's going on with these 2 guys, right? So I don't say anything, and I go down into Pittsburgh, and I go to my son's apartment, and I was going to just crash on the couch that night because we were going out to spend time with friends over the next few days. So, but my son's apartment was so disgusting and dirty that I wouldn't even go to the bathroom in there. So I found the closest hotel and I went and grabbed a hotel room, right? I go into the hotel and I'm going to the elevator and there's these 3 guys and they're all dressed in costumes. One guy's a dog, one guy's a cat, one guy's, I don't know what animal he's supposed to be. I walk the streets of downtown Pittsburgh. There's people, because I'm staying right by the convention center, there's people everywhere and they're all dressed up as animals. Do you guys know what a furry is?
I mean, yeah, I'm familiar with it, yeah.
Okay, I had no familiarity with a furry. Slee, you know what a furry is?
No idea. First I've heard of it.
Me too. So,
yeah, right. Come on. You guys really have never heard of it before?
So there was apparently a furry convention in Pittsburgh. When I went to the bank of elevators at this hotel I was staying at, there were these 3 guys in these costumes. They go, yo, fellas, you need me to take a picture or what? They're like, no, thank you. Like, they didn't want anything to do with me. Apparently, this is what I've been told. A furry is someone who identifies as an animal.
No, that's not true.
Okay, well, this is what I was told. Tell me what I don't know. What is a furry?
It's not somebody who identifies as an animal. They cosplay as animals, and they have these conventions, these events, these meetings where, like, they dress and, like, kind of act. They have, like, it's like an alter ego personality thing. I just listened to this podcast about this crime podcast about these people who bombed a furry convention. It's very bizarre. But anyway, they said that's a common misconception. They don't identify as animals. It's just like a form of cosplay where they dress up and, act animalistic.
A form of what play?
Cosplay.
What's cosplay?
When people dress up as, like, comic book characters and movie characters and stuff like that when you go to, like sci-fi conventions and stuff.
Hey,
Comic-Con.
Big D, you ever dress up as a furry?
No. No, I have not.
Cap, I'm as confused as you. I've never heard of this. I'm looking at it right now. 17,000 people were at that convention that you're talking about in Pittsburgh.
You're kidding me.
17,000, many wearing handmade fursuits.
Wow. I didn't know what a furry was. And my kids told me, they're like, come on, Dad, really? I'm like, yeah, I don't know what it is. They're like, yeah, these are people who identify as an animal, and they walk around in costume, and they act like the animal.
Yeah,
Were they acting like the animal with you? Like when
Yeah,
you saw them?
they bark and meow, and they walk on all fours.
Yes, it's just like when you go to Comic-Con and somebody's dressed up as Thor and he really thinks he's Thor, or he's acting like him in his, mannerisms. These people don't really think they're animals. It's, it's just a thing they do.
Well, why did they have to put on the costume at the hotel?
Because it was probably at the hotel.
No, I mean, why'd they have to put on the costume at the airport?
I mean, they probably wanted to wear it out in public because there's going to be a lot. Like he said, there's a lot of people that do this, and so it's just like people cosplaying dressed as the characters when they go to Comic-Con. You see how people just walk around downtown LA when it's here, and they're dressed as Pokemon and what's the name? Like Starbright or whatever hell her name is.
I don't know, Lindsay. I feel like furry is different than dressing up like a movie actor. It's not.
It's the same concept. All I know is that there's like this whole big thing about how people we're mad because just listen to the podcast.
I'm not listening. I'm not wasting my time to listen to a podcast about furries.
I mean,
Cap, DeAndre and I, 2025. We already bought tickets.
That's right. Oh, really? You guys are
In
going for the
Pittsburgh.
next
Yep.
convention,
I
huh?
feel like it's something you'd be
Gonna be
into,
there.
Cap.
No, it's not something I'd be into. George, are you into furries?
No, I'm good, bro.
That's some freaky stuff.
That's what I thought. I thought it was sexual too. I thought it was like all.
No, it is.
There's a
It
part
really
of it that
is.
is,
It's
yeah.
freaky.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
These
That's
people
like,
all do it with each other?
Yes,
I
in
believe
the
so.
costumes.
I believe so. Yes, that's part of the appeal.
I don't know how to do it in the costumes, but they do it.
Probably make those adjustments for the
Very
costumes.
creatively. Very
Yeah.
creatively.
Exactly.
I guess so. All right, we lost George. George, I had to talk about the furry convention, man. I didn't know anything about it.
I just love kind of like visualizing you in all those scenarios with those
Yeah.
people because you're a very inquisitive type,
right?
And I feel like for you that was just like they were not interested in
Not
answering
interested in
your
me at all.
questions.
Because I was like, "Yo, guys, what's up with the costumes? Like, what's up?" And I offended these guys.
Yeah, you're like, bro. I mean, but that's you. You kind of do that.
They're probably like, if you don't know, then you don't know.
Right.
Thanks for joining us during
Furry talk.
Dealer's Choice there, Slee.
100%. First thing I'm going to do with Trav is say I hopped on before Lakers talk, and this is what we talked about. And I'm going to ask Trav now. Hey, does he
Yeah.
know anything about these furries and
Yes.
this convention going on in Pittsburgh?
I'm going to tell you right now, Travis will have no idea.
What if Travis is secretly a furry?
Oh, what if he is?
Wow.
Biggest one.
He'd be a bear
What
for
if
sure.
Trav was there?
He's a big, tall dude.
I would say Emily's going to know what furries are.
She definitely knows what they are.
She's gone, so we'll have to wait.
I
till
mean, we
Friday.
all know what
Friday.
they are, except for you, Cap.
No, nobody else here knew what a furry was.
I didn't know.
I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't.
I knew.
Funch did.
George, did you know what a furry was?
I did, yeah.
Oh, you should take great pride in knowing that.
All right, Cappy. You know what? Let's get out of the way so
get
Sleet
outta
can
here.
do Lakers talk, okay?
Right, yeah.
Sleet, thank you, buddy. Have a great
All right, y'all.
show.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, see you. Cappy, Lindsay, Funchy, DeAndre, everyone, Circle, Christopher, nothing for you. Great job, everybody. See you.